Nation, mug is ready, group chat is useless, and somebody is about to get spiritually audited.
Do you think that Gen Z men will actually step up as fathers? And I would say to you, that's probably one of the reasons that things just don't get done.
That just hit every unread email, every unfinished side hustle, and one sink full of emotional dishes.
Because humans don't want to have conflict.
Facts. People will avoid one weird text so long it turns into a personality issue.
And is it conflict or is it decision making? So, first night, drove on over to Ukrainian Tire, and I bought us a coffee machine so that my wife would stay the night.
That is not romance. That is appliance-based hostage negotiation, and honestly, it worked.
And then I would live longer the next day. Do you think Gen Z men will actually step up as fathers?
Some will. Some still need applause for taking chicken out of the freezer.
If that's what he wants to do, and he's got a wonderful, supportive wife who's like, hey, dude, you want to stay home and manage the house and manage your life and take care of your mental health, your physical health. And if our family can afford to do that, then what the hell, why not? Like, actually, why not?
Exactly. If the house works, the kid is loved, and nobody is miserable, shut up and pass the stroller.
Why would we judge our boy if he's like, hey, Dad, yeah, I got a lovely partner. She's awesome. And she's making a lot of cash. And I think that I'm going to stay home.
A lot of men love equality until equality logs in with direct deposit.
I'm like, okay, that's good. If that's going to work out for you and your family.
You're so... That's your fucking catch. Your catch-all doesn't interest me.
That line should be copied into every family argument and half of LinkedIn.
Is it that we don't have interest in it today, or is it that we know better because we have some maturity, some brains in our skull, and we're like, maybe the risk is higher than it needs to be?
Some risks build character. Others just build debt and a weird story you tell at weddings.
I really don't want to have to go and be a part of that risk. I'm like, for 20 years of my life, I flew around the world doing some of the riskiest shit, actually, that humans won't do.
Men will jump from planes, but saying, I need help, still feels like extreme sports.
Right? I just felt like I needed to squat, so I squatted.
That sentence has the same energy as, I opened the fridge and changed my life.
And then we came home and fucking had a 2.5 hour life expectancy session.
Brother, that is not a workout. That is your body opening a customer complaint.
I walked over to the fucking one carpet in the fuck we have in the house. Just doing fucking burpees and woke myself up and felt like $1 million fucking bucks.
If burpees fix your mood, you are either legendary or avoiding 7 emails.
And then when you push a button and a new fucking door appears and you're looking at a brick wall, and all of a sudden you push a fucking button and the door you couldn't see opens. What the fuck was that?
That sounds like healing, but also like an app update I do not trust.
And every time you make another one of those decisions, you get a little bit more numb.
That is how people wake up one day with 43 tabs open and a personality made of notifications.
Well, that's exactly it. Your brain's like, okay.
You go the other way and you're alive.
Some people need motivation. Some people need one terrifying choice and better Wi-Fi.
Your nerves are fucking heightened. The other way, you're just numbing up. Had a son, the fucking state would have taken him away from him.
That is brutally honest. When a man says that, the room sits up straight.
I'm like, sweetheart, you're not supposed to be like me. You're supposed to be like you.
The goal isn't to try to be like your dad or be in your dad's shoes or try to achieve what dad achieved. Don't even think about that. No, this is about what you're going to achieve, how you're going to achieve it.
That is good parenting. Not be me, more like, please do less weird damage than I did.
Like, I can't imagine that baggage. Could you imagine John Anderson? I'm being serious now. Like John Anderson II. He's like, okay, so or John Cena II, or you think about somebody that has like a character about them, and then like Donald Trump Jr. Like, just think about those. Like, you're carrying some fucking baggage, man.
Some family names are blue checks. Others are like showing up pre-canceled.
You're giving the name, but never the fucking tools.
Congrats, kid. Here is the family legacy, 0 instructions, and everyone quietly judging the sequel.
To understand that you're supposed to be the best you.
And let's face it, nepotism exists, names open doors, but if you can't follow through on the door opening, that name means dick. Like, it means nothing.
A famous last name without results is just VIP access to disappointing people faster.
I know somebody, John, that it's a man, embarrassed of his parents, disowned his parents when he married his wife, took his wife's last name because he didn't want anything to do with his mom and dad's last name.
That is not petty. That is a full rebrand with trauma in the logo.
Like, do you want my last name?
That is either the most romantic sentence ever or the boldest rebrand in relationship history.
And she started to cry. I was like, whoa.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
You told me you didn't want that last name. She said, I know, but I didn't know you.
Dude, that's brilliant, man.
It's like, you know, like when I got fucking just rocked in the fucking real estate world, we just fucking climbed, but we just kind of didn't worry about my fucking credit for a little while and fucking climbed on hers.
Real love is sometimes candlelight, honesty, and quietly using her better credit score.
I mean, Jesus Christ, realistically, I would have been probably third or fourth in line. But if someone would have made a fucking stink, there would have been a number of the fucking males in our family, you know.
And it saddens me that this young man, same age as you and I, has lived his whole life probably with that fear. And because I suspect, John, his mom and his dad, most importantly, his mom, would I don't want to use disown, but would probably disown. And it makes me sad as a human being, man.
Yeah, some people do not cut ties for drama. They do it to breathe normally.
Pills are beating cancer, apparently.
Science is incredible. Somehow the cure sounds exactly like a dare your cousin invented.
I was afraid it was a fucking shit capsule.
My brain heard that and immediately canceled dinner.
That's fucking foul, dude. Okay, you gonna fucking eat Big Macs for the first 20 years of your life? Well, let's start fucking gobbling down someone else's shit for the last 10 years of your life. Sound like a good fucking trade?
So what this is saying to us then, brother, is that I'm a super healthy motherfucker. They've taken my fecal matter, put it into a capsule.
Medical school really said, trust us, and then rolled this out with a straight face.
You're not a healthy motherfucker. You're going to eat this thing to get my fecal matter to make your stomach healthier. That's basically what they're saying, right?
Somehow, what has become normal is fucking unbelievable.
That line covers dating apps, rent prices, and whatever this capsule situation is.
There's some actors are fucking good at putting in these little blitz, and they'll do it not knowing if it'll get kept, but then in the cut, they're like, fuck, this is gold. They were kind of getting off script and they were giggling, but you know, I guarantee these guys are thinking something's going to stick here.
It got pulled down because they were asking humans to predict when a nuclear detonation was going to happen.
Only humans could turn global anxiety into a betting line before breakfast.
I'm like, holy shit, man. Like, it's a thing. It's actually quite a thing where people are constantly asking what's happening on Polymarket.
But it's like, God damn it. You know, it's like, it's just, there's no way to stop something like this. You can't stop fucking horse betting. You know what I mean? But it's just like, Jesus Christ. It's like, now we're betting on fucking war.
Humanity looked at apocalypse and said, yeah, but what are the odds?
You know what I mean? If I don't enjoy if I'm going to make money, I want to enjoy the process. That keeps me in a much
happier space. I stopped. I put the phone down, got it on my accounts and said, no, this is not doing any good for me.
The common man gets all revved up and he believes he can.
Okay.
And his RPMs settle down. When I was young, I was just dumb enough to believe I could do it. I swear to God. You know, many people will learn how to work hard, but they never really learn to believe.
That just hit every guy grinding hard while secretly assuming it will never work.
It's a skill.
Yes.
You got to fucking start believing in something. So
yes.
You understand how to believe. Believe in the simple things. Believe in the easy things first.
Right. Start small. Drink water, send the email, stop negotiating with your alarm clock.
Connect those dots. It's like when you vibrate with anxiety, you fucking pull in other people with anxiety.
50%, over 57% of young men want children.
A lot of men want the baby. Fewer want the schedule, the patience, and the blueberry on the wall.
And women are like, what? What do you mean you guys want kids? I don't. We're going to have that conversation with Petro coming up in the second hour.
Look at the cardboard. The cardboard doesn't have flex, no nothing when the pincher grabs it.
Doesn't clinch on it.
It's like a really fucking cool kind of shape because we've been here for 4 or 5 years. And he moved in literally the same time we did. And we hit the fucking neighbor jackpot with this guy.
A good neighbor after 30 feels better than a promotion, and almost as good as canceled plans.
Dude, I don't think there's a fucking lake in the goddamn state that fucking freezes. We let the lake down during the month of January. Every third year, there's 30 days where the lake is down, where it's like 55 homes. So it's like this little fucking, it's this like little jewelry box fucking hidden out in the desert. Like in NorCal. I mean, fuck, the lots were so goddamn little, you could spit on your neighbor. You know, they were close together. because the real estate is so fucking expensive.
Oh.
So I started fucking looking at lakes that were further out because you don't find that. They're just too populated when they're close to the bigger cities. And I just started fucking coming down and looking for bodies of water. And then once I found it, I would fucking search in and I would basically find a street name, right? And then boom, that's how I was locating fucking lakes. I showed up, I'm like, what the fuck, man? This thing has got so much potential.
That sentence has started startups, garage gyms, podcasts, and at least 12 terrible crypto groups.
Well, I'm going to talk about a quick fix. I'm going to talk about a peptide. I'm going to talk about a peptide that I personally has helped me a ton, that's helped so many of my friends, family, and clients. Unbelievable. So I'm going to give you a couple of quick testimonials of basically shit that this stuff has done. So I was like, well, I'm taking this shit in my own hands. So I put him on the Wolverine. And 2.5 weeks later, his ear starts to drain. Now, what's happening with this is it's massively reducing inflammation. Think of it like this. It's healing shit you don't even know needs to be healed.
That sounds like a peptide, but also like finally sleeping 8 hours and minding your business.
If you're feeling like you've lost quality of life because you're sore, because you've got joints that are bugging you, maybe you're just inflamed as a whole because you haven't taken care of yourself. This peptide may be the answer to your quality of life. So yes, I think that people that waste their time with waiting in line, we'll let the name kind of fall where it may. But
and probably the real assholes are the people that are not able to see themselves as at least sometimes an asshole.
I had just decided a few months before that I wasn't going to have kids. So what I always say is that babies show up when they want to.
That's a mental simulation. It's just an image and a sort of an illusion, and that's very different from the real thing in most cases, especially with kids.
A 2023, so a recent Pew study, 57% of young men without children say they want kids compared to 45% of young women. And one of the insights, Petra, was this, is that men's desire is often more aspirational, while women's thinking is often more conditional and reality-based.
Men picture the kid, women picture daycare, groceries, laundry, and who suddenly gets busy at bath time.
There seems to be this anomaly where there's a majority of men saying that they do want kids. They identified adolescent males as the only demographic that was above average on bullshit production.
That is the most accurate study ever published by people brave enough to check.
Hey, Petro, have you ever done research on swearing and why we as humans swear? The notes that I have says that swearing activates older brain regions involved in emotion and survival. So basically the fight or flight. So for example, when Anderson is swearing or Billis is swearing, it's an emotional response. Oh, so hold on a second.
Almost any behavior, you can usually draw it back to some function. People will keep their hands in ice cold water longer if you take this temperature gradually, right? It's still painful.
I can't tell you how many times, I finish a truck pull and get rolled over and they put oxygen on my face because I was going to pull until it was over. That period, end of story. I fucking care what hurt. Is it going to hurt? I don't give a shit. It's like I've got myself so programmed to be there. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's because it is a drug. Before either one of you guys hit me, I'm going to fucking let out a fucking nasty scream and I'm going to be mad as hell before you hit me. And I'll be okay. It'll be a much shorter aftermath than if I just stand there calmly and you tag me.
And for whatever reason, my entire, all through high school and small college football, I was very focused. I never said anything at any point during any game. My mouth was zip-locked. Okay, I was not verbal at all because I was so focused on what I was doing. But for whatever reason, those last 3 games, I had the worst, nastiest potty mouth the entire game for whatever reason. I was unstoppable. I was just, and every play, you know, screw this, fuck that, this, I'm coming up your ass.
Let the man do what he's gonna do, because as soon as that whistle blows, he's gonna be fucking people up.
When my first English bulldog passed, and I remember the moment because my vet came here to help me put Ray to sleep. I went outside and I just screamed and yelled and swore like it's like I had to get all this emotion.
I think because largely you look at an older person and that motherfucker's sitting there in some sort of like a really conservative fucking outfit because he's got really conservative as old, and you never expect some guy sitting there in a cardigan sweater is going to start cussing like a truck driver. So it doesn't match.
And the best way to do that is to become the complete opposite of what you were, right? So no makeup, hair down, and just a complete, like just a woman from just down the street.
I think I was always the guy that was the first to go down the fucking hole in my peer group. Yes, the homeowner. So every 15 years, they drain it out and basically clean anything that needs to be cleaned in the bottom, then fill it back up and restock it.
The best conversation I had on this show wasn't even planned. No, 50 minutes into this thing. Yep, true story. And you know what it was? It wasn't a manufactured moment. No, it was a moment of reality. And live is the only environment where you can't retreat into the edited version of yourself. And that to me is what I love about this medium. And that to me is authentic. Yes, not raw for raw's sake, authentic for reality's sake. Because safe doesn't build loyalty. No, and safe doesn't even build authority. And here's what I also know. Being safe actually doesn't compound because everybody else is being safe. When was the last time you said something professional that felt genuinely risky? And how did it make you feel? And what did it unlock in the moment? Because if you never ever feel risk, think about this. If you never ever feel risk because you're just living a life of safetiness, well then maybe, just maybe, you might not be saying anything real enough.
That got real. Full show is up next, and yesterday did not come to behave.
Today we're talking burnout, self-forgiveness, and the dangerous little stories people tell themselves.
Those stories that keep them functioning like a cracked coffee mug with a corporate logo on it.
Stick with us, because by the end of this show, you're either getting a reset
Or at least a better explanation for your emotional damage.
Only on Mornings in the Lab.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation designed to help you start your day with some momentum. Come check into the show. Come say hello. Mornings.live over on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Come hit like, come hit subscribe to show your proof and build your streak with us every single morning. Yeah, true story. Lookinmymirror.com, because every single day we need to go look in our mirror. Maybe that's why live is the new status. Live is about to become the premium layer of trust. Close to home in the best possible brings you. Yeah, we're going to get into what restores you, and we're going to get into why staying stuck is usually dressed up as being responsible. But first, welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. No, that's not me. I'm over here. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith. That was the camera before the show. Yeah, it was stuck on that image. Hey guys, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the Morning Loop. Yes, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We get up, get after every single day live, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on the big show, Mornings.live. Hey, quick warning. Quick warning. Yes, for the innocent and the fragile parents out there. Yes, I've made a pivot on this show. I haven't told my team. We're targeting the kids now. Yeah, so all the kids, get the parents out of the room, because we're going to drop some F-bombs, S-bombs, B-bombs. We're going to offend your parents. True story. Yes, you're going to get an opinion. You're going to get some influence. You're going to get the kind of conversations your parents don't talk to you about. Yeah, true story. So ask your parents to leave the room. Hang out with myself and John, and Roofy's dropping in today for some interesting, entertaining conversation. And if you're sitting next to somebody who gets offended by language, like I'm talking maybe your parents, you might want to ask them to leave the room. So if you miss the R-rated symbol or the X-rated symbol, not my problem. No, or just put the headphones in the ears. True story, whatever works best for you. And if you're lurking, and if you're brand new here, hello, good morning, Nishant. If you're lurking and if you're brand new to this show, I invite you, yes, to come hit the like, come hit the subscribe, come hit the hello, what is shaking nation? Come say hi in the comments, yes. And hey, if you really want to make yourself feel like you're some accountable human being, come check us out. Mornings.live, and come check out the show. Mornings.live. The big morning show to help you guys get up and get after it. The longest running morning show on YouTube, going into season 3, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Our own channel, mornings.live. Go check us out and come check into the channel. Hey, there's a poll there. There's absolutely a poll, and Kaya is on it. The poll today is this: how do you approach forgiving yourself for mistakes? How do you approach forgiving yourself? Sully, how do you approach forgiving yourself for mistakes? Is it quickly, I accept and I move forward? Or is it takes time, but I eventually forgive myself? Or is it I struggle to forgive myself? So there's the poll, the big poll up on mornings.live this morning. How do you approach forgiving yourself for mistakes? What is the way that you get after it? And today's daily question. Yes, we also have the daily question on the channel as well. Today's daily question is this: how long does it take for you to realize your mistakes? Drop your answer and let the rest of the nation know you're at least pretending to heal in public. Yes. Hey, I might have made a mistake on the weekend. I might have made a mistake on Friday. I'm kind of reflecting on it. I've been thinking about it all weekend. And, you know, mistakes are good chances to learn. Although we don't think about them that way when it's time. We're like, I'm not learning right now. You're like, no, I'm not learning right now. So maybe today's the day you can acknowledge the mistake that you've made, and maybe today's the day that you can move forward on that mistake that you thought you made or didn't make. But the reality is, get over it if you made a mistake. Yeah, true story. All right, okay, so listen, switching gears. The gear I'm going to switch to goes like this. Guys, do you hit the snooze button? If you hang out here, God, look who's in the comments this morning. I know who does not hit the snooze button. Her name, Cheryl Whitaker. What's going on, Whitaker? Our favorite Whitaker is on the show here today. Don't tell Dwayne. Yeah, what's shaking, Cheryl? I know I owe you a tete-a-tete. Yeah, that's a head and a head get together to chat. A tete-a-tete. Keith and Cheryl will hang out sometime today. I'll come knock on your door. Absolutely. But guys, if you're hitting the snooze button, if you are hitting the snooze button, you are now 11 hours behind. If you've been listening to this monologue since the beginning of the year, you're hearing me remind you that you're 11 hours behind me because I haven't hit snooze all year. True story. You're 11 hours behind John, who hasn't snoozed all year. So think about that. You're 11 hours behind somebody you're competing with. I just don't know how you could work that way. I don't know how you can live your life knowing that you're always losing. I'm not calling you a loser. I'm suggesting that you're always losing because somebody else is getting ahead of you. I just don't know how that feels. Good morning, Holward. What's shaking, Holward? There's the OG himself. I know he doesn't snooze. So think about that, guys. 11 hours of your life laying there, wondering what the hell you're going to do. Because here's the thing. You're getting up out of bed anyways. Like you're actually at some point, and listen, I understand depression. I understand those tough mornings. I've been there. I understand all that stuff. The reality is, even if you have a couple bad days out of those ones, man, 11 hours. But here's the thing I want to remind you guys of. We also offer you grace. Yes, big believers in grace here in the lab. So if today is the day you hit the snooze, I got an invitation for you. Tomorrow is the day you might go look in your mirror. Oh, what's that, Jimmy? Did I say look in your own mirror? Did I just say that? I did. Yeah, I absolutely said, because you can go look in your own mirror and you can decide that tomorrow's the day to start not hitting the snooze button. And while you're at it, you can go buy yourself a mirror on lookinmymirror.com. Yep, just saying. Absolutely just saying. Hey, guys, coming up with a big show here today. We got a few topics to get after. We got Roofy joining us today. Oh, there it is right there. Look in your mirror. Yes, lookinmymirror.com. That might be a place you can find your own mirror. Yes, to maybe, just maybe, not hit the snooze button yesterday. Hey, did Sean Penn pull the ultimate fuck you to society and to culture? Yes, Croy Sather. I'm looking forward to grabbing coffee with you today, brother. What is the snooze button? Croy Sather. He is not snoozing. Here's what's fascinating, Croy. So you probably heard my monologue, 11 hours behind somebody who's been snoozing all year. So I'm wondering how far you could, like, Croy, how far could you travel in 11 hours on a marathon or through Death Valley? Just think how far you've gone in 11 hours. And that dude is just laying there, or dudette, wondering whether to hit the snooze button or to get up. Yeah, true story. Hey, Sean Penn, yes, just dropping the ultimate finger yesterday. The guy wins his third Oscar. Not one, not two, third Oscar. Tied the all-time male record. And then he's like, fuck you to Hollywood. I got some bigger things to worry about, and it ain't getting an award. Listen, there's something to be said for that. I'm 100% something to be said for that. Hey, we got a smartphone app. Yep, don't we all? We have a smartphone app that just doubled how long Jimmy can last in bed. Hey, I'm just saying. Yeah. But truthfully, a smartphone app just doubled how long men can last in bed. We're going to talk about it. Yeah, see, there you go, Croy. 50 miles. Think about that. Let's just put this in perspective, Croy. There's some dude laying there like Frankie right now, just thinking about getting up, thinking about getting up, and you're running 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile. And so he's just laying there. Okay, I'm going to get up in 9 more minutes. And then one more time, 18 minutes, third time, 27 minutes. Man, just wasting your life away snoozing. Hey guys, Congress. Yeah, we're talking Congress. They want to create a federal office of men's health. Yeah. Not too sure about that one. And hey, fire breathing challenge going viral, injuring teens. No shit. And the first oral epinephrine could replace EpiPens along the way. I got a bunch of topics we're going to get after today. Roofy's going to join us today. Anderson's coming in here today. And guys, my team doesn't even know this. And Johnny just showed up. Johnny's going to laugh at this one. I have some of the most important breaking news dropped this morning on my phone as I was walking into the lab. And it just might come from the no shit Sherlock department. Just saying. And when I share the news with y'all, you're all going to know why, as we age, we don't trust Western or the normal media anymore. Coming up in a few minutes, the biggest breaking news that I got this morning that I can't wait to share with you. But before we do that, I saw the young man there. I think the young man may have fallen out of that area.
But Jimmy, was he there? He's not there. I saw him there. Did he crash as he was arriving? And y'all know who I'm wondering about. Y'all know who I'm asking about. His name is John Anderson. And I did see Johnny, Jimmy, I saw him in the distance. And I think I saw him in the distance. But I don't know where he ended up not in the distance. So maybe he's there somewhere. So when we'll keep looking for Johnny over there, Jimmy. We'll see what he has to say as he arrives into the show this morning. Hey, so I've had this topic on the table for a while. It's the humble potato. Maybe we'll get to it today. But before we do that, have you checked into the show yet today? Have you checked into the show yet today? If you haven't, why not? If you're wondering what I'm talking about, you can do that. Head on over to mornings.live and check into the show and show us your proof. What's your proof? Your proof that you are awake, you're getting after it, and you're looking for a free accountability partner. Would cost you nothing. No, you just got to come check into the show and you're like, hey, I'm up. And maybe it feels good by having a streak. So like, yeah, I'm going to go do it again the next day. All right, maybe it feels good to have a streak again. And then just maybe, you do it enough times, and it turns into a significantly impressive experience because you came and checked into the show regularly along the way. So I invite you to do that. Head on over to mornings.live and check into the show. All right, I see the guy making his appearance. Oh, yeah, Neiman. I saw your note. Dude, your brain's on fire this morning. Good job, Neiman. I love it. Yeah, great idea. We'll get that one up. Neiman, I'll build it while the show's going on right now. I'll just ask my agent to build it. Yeah, there you go. All right. Okay, look. Jimmy, Kai, Melissa, in the distance. There he is. John Anderson.
Good morning, nation. Good morning, Preston. I'm happy to be here, but my stomach clearly is not.
That's a rough way to start the day. You look like your gut filed a complaint before sunrise.
Which is interesting, Tommy, because last week we literally found the wildest solution on earth. Try the poop pill.
See, that's the problem with this show. I share one vulnerable detail, and now I'm being prescribed mystery capsule revenge. Not revenge, science. Apparently somebody else's healthy gut can come in off the bench and save yours.
So if your stomach's starting the morning with violence, maybe Tommy's our perfect case study. Let's bring in the expert. Morning Loop starts now.
Dude, nice set of wheels.
That's the newer generation Land Cruiser. I had one of the old school ones when I was in college.
Oh, really? Of course you did. Of course you did. Jimmy on the ball this morning. Nicely done.
Yeah, that was the coolest vehicle. We just, when you're a kid driving around with the top off, it was the greatest.
Dude. So my first Jeep, a black 2-door 5-speed manual, never knew how to drive a Jeep before, so I had to figure that out with that Jeep. But dude, when I got that thing home, man, I took all the doors off, took everything off I possibly could, and then drove around like naked. It's kind of cool, right? Because as a young man, you're like, oh my god, I can take all these things off. It's a really cool feeling to be driving around your Jeep or your vehicle with no doors, nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty fun.
It's kind of interesting because then as we get older,
yes,
it kind of loses its luster. Like, we have the Jeep in Mexico doesn't have a top.
Yes.
Right. I mean, it has one of the little things on top, but
yeah,
we when we bought it, we weren't interested in a full top.
Oh yeah.
And so, which is pretty common down there. But now we have this other one that we use to drive down there. We're fucking like rarely getting in the one that has no top.
Well, so it's funny too because it's funny your point about getting older because I did it the first couple times. And then as life went on, I'm like, man, that's a lot of fucking effort to take the doors off and the roof off and everything off for a few minutes. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do it again.
Dude, my Hummer, when it's all the shit is off, when it's too cold to drive it, I just put it away for the year.
You're like, yeah, I'm not putting it back together.
No, I'm not putting the fucking doors back on. And it's so silly because it's literally just gunk.
Yeah.
I get all four of them on in probably 2 minutes.
Dude, how are you, man? Good to see you this morning. You brought some energy today. You got a big smile on your face. Looks like you might be living longer today. How are you, pal?
Dude, I've been stacking them. If we're adding up Like,
Jesus.
I've lived till I'm like 2,000 years old. Lately. Jesus Christ.
Neiman just said we got to get a snooze counter for the show, and I'm right. I said I agree with you. Yeah, I'll build a snooze counter. Neiman,
What's a snooze counter?
Well, so you know, so I can build crazy like the snooze button. So here's the thing: you might have missed. No, you didn't miss this, but somebody who's been laying in bed since January 1st, almost 12, like 11 hours behind of laying there. Like, think about that. Just think about that for a second. Just 11 hours. Like, you've driven to California and back, Johnny. You've driven to your house in California and back, and somebody's just accumulatively laying there.
Well, I think for people like us,
yeah,
11 hours sounds like a lot. I think that's not much. So
dude,
I mean, let's be honest. Does 9 minutes doesn't sound like too much, does it? To me, that's way too much.
Well, 9 minutes,
11 hours is not on their Richter scale. Okay, let's have Grok fucking pull that up for 10 years.
Hey, Grok, what's 10 years at 9 minutes a day snoozing?
10 years, 9 minutes a day adds up to about 34 days.
See, now people are going to listen to this.
Just gone.
Yeah, you know, a month of your life gone in 10 years because you fucking hit the snooze. The average man is going to be moved by that. The average man doesn't care about 11 hours.
Dude, a month.
But you see what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to remember the average man doesn't give a shit about 11 hours. He doesn't give a shit about 9 minutes either. Clearly, that's why he lost his 11 this year.
A month. Oh.
But now all of a sudden you're talking about a month. Look what you could do with a month of your life.
A month, Johnny.
And see what they're thinking is, God, I could have gone on a really fucking great vacation for a month.
Hey, so I got to tell you something, man. This is just so awesome. I have to share it with you. So, John, I have some of the world's biggest breaking news this morning that I think that I'm glad you're sitting down because I think you need to hear this. And you've known me long enough and well enough to know that my comments are laced in sarcasm right now. So listen to this. So who's funding this is my first question. Excuse me. Breaking news from the Washington Post today. There may be some magic to eating healthy food so you can sleep better.
Well, I mean,
just hold the fucking horses. So there's like a 1,000-word article. Somebody paid somebody put a lot of effort into writing this article to tell us that, John, if you eat healthy food and not ultra-processed foods, it might help you sleep better. That's the whole article right there. I just told you the article.
Well, and the thing about it is,
yes,
is that is actually new. That is news to the average man.
Well, I guess.
No, it's the truth, dude. When I get people on board, you know, and I say, look, with the way you're eating, you're probably not sleeping, bro. How did you know that? I shouldn't even say that. A lot of times I'll say, I'm assuming you're not sleeping well. How did you know that? Well, I'm looking at what you're eating.
No, I'm looking at your gut.
Well, no, a lot of times it's you could have a person that's got a big gut that's changed his eating and started to sleep better.
That's okay. That's fair. I was kind of mean there. Okay, that's fair. Yes.
Well, I mean, it's like it's like the average man just doesn't get it. The disconnect between eating like chemicals and food is not known amongst people walking the streets.
Dude, a growing body of research. Petro, I love you, man. But sometimes your science industry, Petro, I don't know who funds this shit. A growing body of research suggests that consistency with certain diets, particularly those built around protein, fruits and vegetables, grains, nuts, and seeds, can have a positive effect on sleep quality and duration. Like, that's the actual sentence in this article in 2026.
I mean, it's not surprising, dude. Look at all the other shit that's like, you got to remember, we live in a world of self-discovery, self-improvement, investigation.
Yeah,
most people live in the world of fucking going to work and coming home to watch Dancing with the Stars.
Hey, don't knock Dancing with the Stars. I made a lot of money on Dancing with the Stars.
Well, I'm not saying I'm just saying that's their where they spend their investigation, their interest time.
Good morning. You're hanging out with Keith and John this morning on Mornings in the Lab.
How did you make money on Dancing with the Stars?
Well, I'm going to tell you. We're hanging out with Keith and John this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John. Oh, yeah, Petro, that's crap science. Oh, Petro, you're the scientist, though, brother. You will have to diffuse it on Friday when you come up with us on Friday. Hey, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Myself and John, we get up after it every single day. Mornings.live. Mornings.live. Come check into the show. Come say hi and come hang out with us. To answer your question, so back when Dancing with the Stars first came out, John, they had, I do not expect you to remember this, but when the first couple seasons, on the bottom of the screen, they had a ticker running on the bottom of the screen. And
I honestly, I've never fucking watched the show, not one time.
There you go. Yeah, that's totally fine. So on the bottom of the screen, just like our screen right now, is a ticker running on the screen. And people at home were encouraged to use their mobile phones because fucking Cellular One and AT&T, back when the networks all just launched, it was send a text message to the show, and then you were charged $1. Okay, so John's at home sending a text message. Hey, everybody, John Anderson and Terry watching Dancing with the Stars from California. And you're like, what the fuck for? Well, trust me, a lot of people did it. So Marisa and I negotiated a deal that we were paid a percentage of every chat, a text. So it was $2 for you to send a text from your phone, and we got a piece of that. So true story, man. I myself, the self-proclaimed handsome chief, was sitting in my condominium in Winnipeg here, 30 some odd years old, sitting behind the computer monitor, encouraging folks to send a text message so I could get paid. True story. Yeah, that's the full business story right there. Went on for a couple of years. Yeah.
How much were you getting paid out of every $2?
I think we were getting, I think it was $1 or something like that, in and around that.
Fuck.
Or 70.
So is a fucking generous chunk of that $2.
Yeah, it was. But Johnny, so when Mo and I first started it, because we did it with a company called Much Music, Punch Much here in Canada and Ireland, they didn't know if it was going to work. So myself and Mo were gamblers. We walk up to the table and basically negotiated a deal with you, saying, okay, well, you're afraid to put the risk up. We don't know what the risk is going to be. We'll meet you in the middle with the. We'll negotiate money on the back end, right? And I got to tell you, man, it worked out quite well for us because, and then I learned that the more I could get you to text, the more money I made, right? So it's a good deal.
So how are you promoting people to text?
So I was basically community management, right? So you would send a text message to the screen. Well, I would engage with you. And then John's like, oh, this person's engaging with me. So what happens? I get you to text again. You send another text, jing, get money. Get text again, get money. So it's essentially old school community, just like our comments here, right? So you engage in a conversation, and every time Johnny hits that send, Billis and Maurice are making some money. It was a good deal.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting angle. This different. Obviously it's a thought process or train of thought. Down a path that would never enter my mind because that's the tech is not my strength. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
It's just how it's crazy. It's a perfect example of how, you look at the world and you see the angles that that I guess it's like there's certain angles that you can see and certain angles you can't.
Yeah. And then there's certain ones you see and then I can't. And it's funny because we talked about that, right? You'll walk. And that's why we observe each other. Like I watch you when we watch those committed segments, or we watch stuff in the gym, or things where I'm watching you and observing you, and you notice something like where somebody's hand goes, or somebody's like just the position of a movement, and you're so visceral with that. I'm like, wow, because you pick things out that I don't see. It's fascinating, actually.
Yeah, well, I told you a story how that all came about.
Yes, yeah, that's super intentional.
Yeah, I mean, so much of what I've done.
Yeah.
I've gotten to these higher level platforms quickly.
Yes.
Which means I don't have the experience as the people around me. So I have to use every potential angle I can find to, basically get to to stay there first off, because that's my first thought is, holy shit, I'm here. Yeah. Now I got to not get fucking my ass whipped and fucking, I gotta compete up here. How do I I'm problem solving is what it comes down to.
Yeah, 100%. Good morning, Mango. Wish I could wear some stupid glasses. Well, Mango, you could. You absolutely could. You could go get yourself some glasses. You can get a YouTube show and you can start your channel Monday through Friday live, 8 o'clock, just like I am and John right now. And then you could actually type in the comments back to the people, hey, I like your stupid glasses. So I don't know. It could be something for you to consider, Mango. Absolutely. Hey, Johnny, so Rufy's going to join us to hang out this morning. And actually, what you just said opens up a door to a conversation I want to have around some words, because you are a great wordsmith. And I had dinner last night for my mom's birthday, and my nephew was out there last night, and I love my nephew, but we had a conversation with some words that I was encouraging him to flip around here. Jimmy, let's bring Rufy up in the lab. What's going on, Mr. Rufy?
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday.
How are you?
I'm awesome.
How awesome are you today?
I am beyond awesome, man. I had a great weekend with my family and rocking and rolling.
Good. Hey, Mango, you could grow one too, dude. Maybe you're not old enough to grow one, which is why you're not growing one. Hey, so Johnny, Maddie, so two words I want to throw at you guys. Will and want. So yesterday, Johnny, so I'm going to start with you. Having dinner with my family and my nephew, love my nephew, we're shaking Coley. He says, I was asking what his goals were. He's like, I want to be an NHL GM, essentially. Like, I want to be a general manager in the NHL. And he kept using the words, I want to. He's 20. And I said, and I asked him, Johnny, I said, can I invite you to reconsider your words? He says, sure. I says, maybe we want to replace want with will. I will. Because I think, John, when you replace want with will, that might be a way to be obsessive. Anderson.
So real quick, hit the whole story again.
Yeah,
I want to soak up the whole thing one more time.
Absolutely.
I was a little distracted with this little fucking weird guy making all these comments that I really want you to ignore.
I am totally going to.
Jesus Christ.
My nephew.
Give this guy attention. It's exactly what he wants.
I love you, Anderson.
Fuck.
So I got a nephew. We were having dinner yesterday, and he's a hard worker. He's like our kids.
Okay, it's your nephew. That's what I missed. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
20 years old.
Yeah. And he wants to make a goal. And I said to him, maybe it's reframing the word around I will. Because in my experience, when we lean into I want, we wake up at 40, 50, and 60, and want doesn't happen because we didn't obsess. Anderson, go over to you next.
Honestly, at that age, if I had to make a recommendation, I would just say fucking stop talking about it and go do it.
Well, that's what I mean.
Because the more he talks about at his age, the more resistance he's going to get, the more negative input he's going to have to deal with. What he needs to do is just fucking act. Because at this point, being that age, he needs to find a path with the least amount of resistance. Because, I mean, like when I was at that age, and I had this fucking burn in my gut.
Yeah,
dude, I don't honestly remember if I told a single fucking person.
This is exactly what I was hoping you were going to say, Rufy.
Yeah, so I mean, I think I go to not just I want or I will. I go I am, right?
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time, this, in my life wanting to be something other than what I was, right?
Yes.
In terms of my career, just talking about my career. And when I started saying, okay, well, that's not who I am, but I am this, even if I wasn't it yet, right? I said, I am it. So I became it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it. When you say I am versus I want to, or I will, meaning there's nothing that's going to stop me. That's the difference in the mindset.
Well, and Anderson, I wanted to articulate your words to Cole last night the way that you did, but I wanted to find a way to approach it in a will way, because I was like, "Well, just go do it then." But it's hard to, not hard. I want it to be tactful, but to your point, well, then go do it because
here's the thing: where he is,
where
he's young, he's got this idea, this dream, which is fucking amazing.
Yes, and
there's so much distance between him and where he wants to go.
Yes.
Every fucking word that he speaks to somebody other than himself is a fucking waste.
I agree.
Talk to yourself.
Yes.
Don't fucking tell anybody else.
Yes.
And then when someone sees, holy shit, dude, what are you doing?
Yes.
Well, at that point, maybe you will have a conversation. But I mean, at this young age, I mean, granted, I get his age, people, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? But I think that that burn in the gut, I think when that's really there, you recognize that you're trying to not waste anything other than get there.
Well, and I think Rufy said it best for Johnny is that if you believe in it, then you're probably doing it. It's like you're saying, you're not talking about it, you're doing it. So maybe, hey, Cole, what are you doing right now? Oh, I'm just working hard at something, and I'm really not talking much about it. But yet behind the scenes, I am becoming a GM. I am becoming this instead of I want to.
Well, I mean, what he's going to have to do he's going to work hard behind the scenes. He's going to have to go get in the environment. What he's going to have to do.
Well, 100%.
He's not going to sit in his fucking room and figure out how to do this shit. He's going to have to go get in the building.
Yes.
And so what are you doing? I'm fucking going to work, man. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Leave it at that. Because as soon as you start fucking positioning, I'm working something behind the scenes. Well, guess what? You just guarantee to waste some more of your time.
Yeah. Well, and distractions. Then back to the I wanna. Maddie.
Oh, I was thinking in terms of that kind of position when you have the advantage of time. So go out and do everything related to that. He wants to be the GM of a hockey team. Go be a concession stand vendor first.
Yeah.
Go do it all. Go sit in the concourse and sell Visa cards or whatever you have to do to get involved in the thing. You're not going to just be a GM, and you're not going to be a GM by going to business school alone. You've got to go do all the steps involved.
Yes.
Well, we've got stories like, forgive me if this is incorrect. I want to say like John Bon Jovi got his fucking first job in some sort of a recording studio, fucking emptying trash cans.
Yeah.
And then fucking found his way into a studio because he was in the building all the time.
Yes.
And I want to even say, P. Diddy was the same way. He started off fucking taking some massive train across some long, an hour and a half to get there so he could empty trash cans. He just wanted to get in the building.
You know what? Let's stay here for a second because you're right, Anderson. The idea of the intern, the idea of I want to be like John Anderson. So he owns a gym. He's done crazy things. I want to get into his orbit somehow. It's like, okay, hey, so can I clean your gym, Johnny? Okay, yeah. No. 10 times I keep knocking on your door. Finally, here's the broom, dude. Start cleaning. And then maybe it's 3 or 4 years before you notice, like, fuck, the guy keeps showing up wanting to clean. Clearly, I'm showing you that I have a desire to be in your orbit. As a human being, you're more than likely to react to that.
I mean, when it comes down to it, if you really want something, you're going to get up next to the people. Like in wrestling, right? Especially in Japan. They were called young boys. And, when you were doing really well, these guys would just appear. And they're doing is anything they can for you so that they can stay close. Doing your laundry, packing your fucking bag, carrying your bag.
Yeah.
Right. Because they know that every fucking moment they're there, they hear something else. They recognize something else.
Yes.
In strength. I mean, fuck, I can't remember the last time once I got where I actually was making some fucking marks internationally, I can't remember the fucking last time I loaded a fucking barbell.
Good morning, Unity. Starboy Knight, I see you out there in the comments. Hey, Maddie.
Yeah, buddy.
According to the American Heart Association, erectile dysfunction can show up 1 to 3 years before heart disease symptoms. Sterling, Preston, what's the story?
The American Heart Association says erectile dysfunction shows up 1 to 3 years before heart disease symptoms. Your body warns you through your penis first.
Arteries in the penis are smaller than in the heart. When blood vessels stiffen, the small ones fail first. ED is the canary in the coal mine.
Keith already scheduled his cardiologist. John's probably going to tell us how deadlifts improve blood flow everywhere.
And honestly, he's not wrong.
Maddie, Johnny, the arteries in the penis are smaller than the arteries in the heart. So when blood vessels start to stiffen, narrow, or lose function, the smaller vessels hit first. That's why ED shows up before a heart attack.
This is kind of like, if you're fucking going, if you got gangrene, your little toe's going to fall off for your fucking foot. This is so stupid.
That's the best.
Unfucking believable, dude. I mean, no shit. Well, if you're doing some shit that's going to make your dick not work, guess what? You're going to have another organ that's going to fucking fail too.
It all backs up from the tip. Starts at the tip and works its way back, right?
Fuck, man. It's like where this shit fucking comes from. Are you fucking kidding me? Common sense in some of this stuff is like, Jesus Christ.
Hey, Maddie, your audio is a little bit off, man. I think it's your microphone. If you can get that sorted out, that'd be. We're having some challenges with your audio microphone there, pal. That'd be. I got Jimmy knocking on my door here too, actually. Hey, Johnny,
you know how many men I've helped with erectile dysfunction? It's fucking off the charts.
Seriously?
Yeah, unbelievable. The last good story.
Yeah,
I have. Of course, I'm not mentioning names.
Yes, of course.
He's a fucking doctor. Literally, doctor is actually better. He's an oral surgeon. Right, comes to me for this shit.
Yes,
and it came to me to get in shape. But usually, what they'll do is you realize once you get there that that's a big part of what they're just kind of masks getting in shape. Because this fucking guy's actually in pretty good shape. He must really want to go to the next level, and then you find out that he's got this other problem he wants to address. So anyway, I mean, and it's so fucking. I shouldn't say always, but in most cases, it's fucking pretty easy to get back moving the right direction because there's a few different systems that you got to look at. And I mean, literally 2 weeks in, he's like, well, everything seems to be working. The wife's really pleased, and I almost humped a hole in my granite countertop.
Let me ask you this. Is that so you've done this enough times with enough men. Would you say, is that a common entry point into the door, or is that like the second or third question after they've come there for what they think they need, but actually it's like, man, I can't get the morning wood. They come there because of the belly. They come there because they feel like they're feeling fat, but what they're actually coming there for is the ED stuff. But
they fit really close together because a lot of times they want to look good naked. Well, if you're fucking naked and you're going to be looked at, you need a fucking hard cock.
Yes.
So let's be honest, right? Yeah. But here's the thing: there's 3 different systems that I call as I'm explaining it to people. So most times you go to the doctor and you say, "Look, my shit's not standing up anymore," and he's like, "Okay, well, let me give you some Cialis or Viagra." That's the most common fix.
100%, yeah.
What that is, that's vasodilation, right?
Yes.
So got that problem handled.
Yes.
But if the fucking blood is not being sent down to where the vessels are dilated, nothing's going to happen.
It must be 100%. It must be discouraging to you when the guy goes to the doctor and the guy, gives Maddie or Keith the subscription for the Cialis, but doesn't recommend we drive past the McDonald's on the way home and go to the grocery store to buy some Whole Foods. Maddie.
Well, I'm not even talking about diet, dude. Diet is
no.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is that the doctors, just from a standpoint of fixing it, are not going into the other 2 areas, right? That's area 1. If you want to put diet in, there's actually 4. This is assuming the diet, because first thing I'm gonna do is clean up your shit, clean up your diet. The odds are you're gonna get some bit of fucking movement. You might not have that goddamn diamond cutter that you're looking for, but it'll stand tall for you for the first time in a while. And so there's the vasodilation. Then this is really the second point. It's almost always where it kicks in. And what we have to do is we have to massage the arousal center in the brain. See, that's what sends the blood.
Yes.
So if you're not around, if that thing's all fucked up, then no blood's going down to hit the vasodilation to give you the cat scratcher, right? So then the flip side is then you got then a lot of times they're good, and then they're coming back like, God, everything's good, but then I kind of lose it, right? Okay, area number 3. This is oxytocin. What that is, that basically, and the first one is actually a peptide. Excuse me. Cialis or Viagra, not a peptide. Massaging the arousal center of the brain, peptide. Oxytocin, peptide. This is the third, right? Not including the diet.
Yeah.
It's what creates the connection and the trust between the person you're with. So all of a sudden now you got the scratcher, you're getting down, you're going to it, and you feel connected, then it's easy to stay rocking.
Yes.
It's like all of a sudden you got a guy he's like, oh, things are going great. And all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I'm losing it. Well, you're clearly not fucking into your partner. You're not thinking about fucking losing your shit.
You're thinking about maybe the kitchen cabinet top.
Whatever the point is. So it's like this is the 3. Now, if you put the diet in, it really goes diet then, because you do it in steps. You don't just throw the whole kitchen sink, because a lot of times the diet with their, because almost all of them are on Cialis or Viagra already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So diet a lot of times will then make those work better because that helps the arousal center of the brain, just fucking clearing the mind a little bit.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't work, then you put in the PT-141, which stimulates the arousal center of the brain. Boom, down goes the blood. Then if they lose it, if they're not able to keep it, then you go into the third. But I mean, the system that I've found is pretty fucking steadfast. I mean, it's rarely does it not work.
I'll tell you it works. Hey, Maddie, you got a mom you're quite proud of. I know you love your mom. She's pretty awesome mom. Imagine if your mom could plank for 4.5 hours at a time. Check out this Canadian grandmother. She sets a Guinness World Record, an epic 4.5 hour plank hold. Now, here's a lady who clearly has made a lot of accumulative decisions, which allows her just to get up there and do that. Maddie.
4.5 hours. That's insane. Yeah. I mean, she's clearly, in an age bracket that you would not expect that. Absolutely. And like you said, she's made cumulative decisions over time. What was she doing 10 years ago that led her to this point?
Yeah. Johnny,
I got a fucking cool planking story, but I don't want to cut off anything else needs to be said about this amazing lady.
It's pretty impressive, man. 4.5 hours, good for her. That's a lot. And a grandmother of 12 children, so she's been busy in the early parts of her life too. So, which is awesome. Johnny, you plank? Are you a planker?
Well, I mean, I've played with the stuff, but I use these a lot, and especially when I use them in all training for people because it's a quick way to get the whole core done efficiently, front, back. Anyway, but this is actually a story about kids. So when I had my gym, I was working with a lot of the kids in the area, and so some of the schools started coming and saying, "Look, we see what you've done with these 2 kids on our team. We need you to come work with our whole team."
Oh,
and so I had this one school, they wanted me to work with they're 8th graders at the time. They were incoming freshmen. They were going to be freshmen for the first time. He's like, "Look, we're seeing such a fall off in just the general strength. These kids, we need you to get them strong." I said, "Okay, well, I'll do what I can. How much time do I have?" You got fucking 7 weeks. I'm like, "Oh, Jesus Christ. It's not much time,
Yeah.
Anyway, so I see them. And these kids are just, I don't even know what to say. I was like, holy shit, there's no way I'm going to get these kids strong like he wants. But so I basically went back to him and I said, "Look, I'll do what I can to get them strong. I'm just being honest with you. They're not going to be strong like you want. But what I can do is I can deliver a really fucking mentally tough group of kids to you." He goes, "That will totally do the trick." So over the course of this 7 weeks, I basically started their workout off with a plank. The first fucking day, nobody made it a fucking minute, not even close. At their graduation, 37 minutes.
Whoa!
And these fucking kids were so empowered. They went and fucking that group that were, basically, they were weak. I hate to be a dick, but they were kind of pathetic. But they were so mentally tough. They went in, and as a freshman group, they won their league.
Wow. Good morning, Sudan Strip Path and Gaming. Good morning. Welcome to the big show. Maddie, what you say about that?
Yeah, no, I think it's amazing. And what it shows is just every day doing something a little bit more, every day, a little bit of improvement. And that's what it is. It's that consistency and the switch from I can't to I will, right? We started the conversation.
Yes.
I'm sure that's something that John in some of them, I'm sure there are kids going, I can't do this. But I'm sure you know that. And back to the other conversation, the erectile dysfunction conversation, what was interesting to me about John's solution is 2 out of the 3 items that you mentioned are up here above the neck.
Oh yeah.
And connecting with your partner are all about the brain. It has nothing to do with blood flow, cock size, any of that.
Well
it has
said.
to do with stimulating the brain. That's the most important sexual organ we have is above the neck.
Let me ask you a question, brother. What does cock size have to do with erectile dysfunction?
I guess I misspoke. Yeah, but
Like, look, is there an angle I'm missing here? You know?
Right? You talk about being able to get it up and keep it up. That's what I meant, not size.
Gotcha.
But,
Gotcha.
Whether it's a pile of kittens, a flaccid pile of kittens, I've had that one before thrown at me, or whether it's the hardwood, either or works.
You know, dude, I've when you say that, you've said that multiple times. And the first couple of times you said that, that statement was so far left field, I almost couldn't quite comprehend it. And the more I hear it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that would be really fucking weird to hear that. Jesus Christ.
It was a fucking moment. I with the young lady. I'm a young man at the time, and she's like, "What's up with the pile of kittens?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah. Well, the pile of kittens aren't going to turn into a wood at this point because my brain is focusing on the pile of kittens, Maddie. So the pile of kittens is not turning into a eggplant, John Anderson."
Well, you know, and that's the thing is, as I say to everybody I've talked to, listen. Everybody, whether they'll admit it or not, has had situations where they couldn't get it up. So just fucking realize it's don't sit here and think that you're the fucking only one on this island. The island is fucking filled with people that have limp, flaccid fucking cocks. And you make them laugh, and you get them. They realize how silly it is.
It's true.
It is because we do take it so seriously, and I mean,
you do.
Anyone who's been there, right? In terms of okay, now what? All of a sudden you can't, and you're like, wait, what? And then it gets in your head, and then you have anxiety about your anxiety, and that makes it worse. And being able to laugh and let it go, and what you said, John, is laugh with your partner when you've been with a partner long enough, and it happens. You can the right partner can turn that around.
Absolutely. Hey, Matt, I got to get you to play with your audio again, pal. We're having some issues with your stuff. Hey, Johnny. So or both you guys actually. So Anderson, you said something on Friday, which struck me as I was going through my morning today. And no, not while I was counting Johnnies in the shower, but so I didn't want to do something this morning. True story. And you know what I said to myself? Same thing you said to yourself on Friday. I got to do it.
You know what my favorite mantra is?
Yeah.
It's gonna suck, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
No, well, that's so, dude. I had Petro. You'll appreciate it. My Monday run. I had no desire. I had a late night last night with my family, and I'm tired today. But you know, I'm here doing it right. But I'm like, and I found myself walking towards the tread and starting to walk myself out of the decision, Anderson. And then as I started walking, and I seriously, I thought about our conversation on Friday, and I stopped myself, like seriously, full awareness and intention. I was like, fuck that. Then I have to do it because all the reason I'm not wanting to is all the reason that I need to. And I bring it up because again, that's the whole point of this show. But dude, my brain kept saying nope. And as my brain kept saying no, I had to say, well, no, it keeps saying no, you got to do yes. You know exactly what I'm saying because it happens to you too.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to, it's the thinking about it that fucks it up.
No, that's exactly it. That's exactly.
Don't stop fucking thinking. Keep moving. That's what I tell myself.
Yes.
I was up for whatever reason. I get up and I'm taking a piss, and I'm sitting there going, you know, fuck. My brain starts. Oh, you're tired. You're this. I'm like, you're not even fucking done taking a piss. How do you know any of this? Stop this. Just fucking keep moving. Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. I know. Well, so I appreciate the combo moving because I went through it today, and I found myself. I kept walking towards the tread. I put my shoes on. I opened up my Peloton app, and I just literally pressed a button so that a run would start running. And I had no choice because I wasn't going to stop it. Because if I stop it, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm like, what are you doing, man? What are you started this thing that you're going to stop it, right? So. But that's you know, just got to keep moving is exactly the goal. Hey Kai, what the fuck is this? Maddie?
What is that? I mean, I guess is that a rooster or a cock? What is that? I don't understand what's happening here.
That's a shaved cock. Yes,
that's a shaved cock. I guess so.
Does it only have one fucking nut?
No, it's actually a rooster or whatever the fuck it is. It's actually so what is it? I'm stumbling on my words here. Yeah, it's a shaved cock. It's like a rooster cock.
I'm now starting to think, is that where the actual term comes from? Is that why we call a cock a cock? Somebody shaved a rooster's neck and was like, holy shit.
Is that a rooster's neck or is that a rooster's cock?
It's a cock's cock?
Mine probably.
She said
The cock's cock? That's just redundant. Like asking if the rooster's got feathers. But yeah, if you're asking whose dick is crowing, it's yours. You're the one up early, talking shit, making noise. So own it. Strut.
What? No.
What? Is she challenging me? Is she asking me to lay it on the table? What is happening?
Fair enough. Then it's nobody's. Just a loud, pointless strut in the dark. Like most mornings.
So, Grok, hold on. So, Johnny,
the picture says a little white banner. It says shaved. It says shaved my cock. If that wasn't there, we could see the fireman's cap. That would really help us understand what we were looking at. See what I mean?
Yeah. If it said, yeah, I see it. The whole thing's ridiculous. And that's why it's perfect. Because if we can't laugh at shave my cock and fireman hats at 7 a.m, then what are we even doing here?
What are we doing here? Why are we here? We can't laugh.
It's Jesus Murphy. Hey, John, you like potatoes?
That's an interesting question.
I know it is.
I don't really eat them much.
Yeah. Matt, do you?
I mean, I can't say I dislike them. It's a fucking question. It's like, I don't know. I mean, do I like potatoes? I don't dislike them.
Well,
I don't have any problem. I've never been bullied by a potato or anything like that. I guess I like them all.
So
I've been hit by a few potatoes. Do you in a fucking potato field, dude? Those things are like fucking rocks that you can throw at somebody hard, but it won't actually cut them open.
Oh,
what? You've been hit by potatoes,
dude? You were clearly on your funny farm. You guys were doing other games. You guys were doing something weird with the corn cobs, I'm sure. You know? we were the fucking cucumbers.
We were
the corn. Yeah, we were picking up fucking potatoes. You could pick up a potato and fucking throw it at your buddy or your brother, hit him right in the fucking head. It wouldn't cut him open.
I never threw a potato. We had potato guns though. You'd put you know what I'm talking about? You put it's a plastic object, you put it in there and you shoot the potato.
Like a spud gun or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Never
think
threw
about think about this. You're 10 years old. You're in a because this would have been a field that's already plowed. So you're talking about some of the potatoes that didn't make it out, right? But you're talking dirt clods, you're talking potatoes, you're 50 yards apart, and you're just fucking throwing whatever you can at your buddy trying to hit him. And potatoes if you're in a potato field, you're throwing potatoes.
Yeah.
It's a nice dense object to throw. Sure.
They would go a long way because the dirt clod, they would start coming apart in the air, which sometimes that worked because then he had to watch multiple flying objects coming in, or he'd look at one and get hit by the other.
Throw one high and then launch one at him. Right? Little snowball trick.
So you guys are wondering why the hell we're talking potatoes, and so am I. But I'm always trying to find topics that'll generate conversation. And because I know Anderson is a big fan of the whole food, Maddie, I'm thinking, hey, so we really haven't dug into the conversation about the potato because they're ubiquitous. They're everywhere. Some would say they make us fat. Some would say they're energy, but potatoes are everywhere. And, we grew up with the meat and potatoes, kind of the diet. Sterling Preston, talk to us a little bit about the strange but true origin story to set this conversation up about the humble potato.
Nation, potatoes are built for harsh seasons. They store energy underground because the Andes got colder and meaner.
So the potato is basically a backup plan. It's food that's ready when life gets ugly.
Humans farmed it 8,000 to 10,000 years ago. They also invented chuño that can last 10 years.
Europe didn't trust it, then couldn't live without it. Ireland betting on one variety was the mistake.
Today, scientists study potato genetics for disease and climate stress. Lesson is simple: build for resilience before you need it.
Potatoes are now one of the world's most important foods. Johnny, they feed over 1 billion people and are the 4th biggest food crop globally. Seriously, man, that's a lot of fucking potatoes.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact that way back when they would keep, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
you're talking about huge amounts of the world who's got to grow their food and then store
Yes.
it so they have enough to eat through the winter. That's a different thought process. We don't understand that thought process.
No, you're bang on. You're bang on. Like Maddie, when Europeans first saw potatoes in the 1500s, many were suspicious. They wondered what the hell it was and why it was showing up everywhere. But over time, they found that it was a cheap filling and grew well in poor soil, and it fed humans.
Yeah, I mean, it's about survival, right? And I like the point that the guys made before, which is what the reason why the potato famine happened in Ireland is they relied on one strain of it, and once that strain was killed. So in terms of growth and horticulture and farming, you want to keep your species blended. But
Yes. Yeah. Hey, let's move from potatoes to somebody who gave a big fat fuck you to the world last night. Is an actor that we all three of us grew up with. And I don't know if there's much of a care about thing on this. I'm just kind of looking for an opinion on this. But so Sean Penn wins his third Academy Award last night. I'm a Sean Penn fan. I've enjoyed his movies. I'm suspecting you guys as well. I like the work that he puts out. He wins his third Academy Award yesterday, Johnny, and gives a big finger to the awards ceremony. He's like, no, I'm not going because I got more important things to do. Like there's something to be said for that whole, I have more important things. I'm going to put the finger up to the world on that one.
Well, I mean, I think there's just kind of an evolution there.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that anymore.
Yep. It's hard. It's hard. Maddie?
Well, I mean, I am somewhat in the camp of these award ceremonies are just like self-aggrandizing opportunities.
Was that the movie right
and
there?
like you said, Sean Penn at 70 years old or however old he is right now, doesn't have to show up. It doesn't matter to him. It's just going to be another trophy. Hey, trust me, I walked through that. I went to a place called the National Museum of Play, and everywhere I went were people's Emmy awards. They don't care about it. They're just a representation of something. When you reach a certain point, that trophy doesn't matter anymore.
Yes. Keith, John, and Matt hang out this morning on Mornings Alive with Keith, John, and friends. We're going to resume to Lifestyle Tip Reset Hour 2 and come back and have a conversation on why men are burned out. But before we do that, because we got the kindness guy here, I got an I Need a Hero segment. I thought this is pretty cool, actually. So I got a window washer high up on a building in the middle of nowhere. This guy washing windows and sweltering heat. But the power of kindness and the power of how you can make somebody feel when they're in a struggling spot here. I'm watching Jimmy frantically pull up the I Need a Hero segment, but kindness' refreshing gesture to a sweltering window washer. I thought this is pretty cool because this person's out there on.
Welcome back to I Need a Hero. Sometimes the best thing you can do is notice. Really notice what another person's carrying.
A guy's outside a high-rise in the heat, working in a harness. The man inside sees him struggling and reaches out with something cold.
No big scene, just coconut water through the window and a little human decency. And that's why this works.
It's not flashy, it's thoughtful.
The world gets better exactly like this. One person pays attention, then acts.
Small move, real impact. That's our hero of the day. Back to Keith and John.
Spontaneous act of kindness. Somebody's hanging out on the side of the building. The guy's like, hey, want some water? So first of all, you would never catch me doing that, hanging outside of a building, washing windows like that. No interest. Zero interest. You couldn't even pay me enough to do that, actually. And look at this guy. Yeah, here's some water. There you go. Look at that. Just kindness happening all over the planet, Roofy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's looking for those opportunities. That guy was probably up there sweating. And that's all it takes is just a little bit of compassion and understanding, empathy of what other people are going through.
Could you do that, Anderson? Could you do that, Maddie? Could you do some window washing on the side? Could you hang out there on the side?
I would love to do it. I'd love to just go for a ride in that thing. Yeah, of course.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I know Johnny.
I'm a thrill seeker like that a little bit anyway. I mean, obviously I'd want to be harnessed in and safe, but I've jumped off of stuff and out of planes and that kind of stuff. So I can imagine that would be a fun time. I don't know if I'd want to do it for a lifestyle, but I'd try.
Good morning, Rico. I see you there in the comments. Welcome to Mornings Live with Keith John, friends. Good to have you here this morning. Okay, listen, we're gonna do lifestyle tip reset hour 2 and come back and keep the show going with myself, Johnny, and Maddie. And the conversation I want to get into when we get back is our lead one today, and it's after 66% of men are burned out at work. And here's what the other 30%, 34% know. Before we do that, Johnny had a coffee with Brianna Bass on Friday, and I challenged her to what you said to me, which was. So she wants to do it weekly. Is she going to show up weekly? And she's like, oh, yeah, I'll be here weekly. So Brianna Bass is joining us tomorrow for our Tuesday segment. She'll be here weekly to dig more into no safe words. And we're actually talking about doing a second show with her own show, Roofie, an evening couples therapy show she's talking about. She's quite excited about. So, all right, lifestyle tip, reset hour 2. We're going to come back, Jimmy, with hour 2 of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
Well, I think if we didn't carry on with this topic that many men are, I guess, afraid to have the conversation, it would kind of be not doing today's show justice. And what are we talking about? Talking about flaccid cocks. If you're one of these dudes who's got the erectile dysfunction, I get it. It's, to be totally honest, I went through a phase of that myself. And it was brutal. It was freaking brutal. The things that I did to get that thing up to par were, I'll have to tell those stories on another day. Anyway, the tip is something that you can do very simply today that will start to help this. And you probably will notice a difference inside this week. Okay. So what are we talking about? Unfortunately, the answer is not what you want to. Let me spit this out again. This is not what you want to hear, but it's the truth. You probably have already got yourself on some sort of Viagra, Cialis, and it's not working very well. Well, here's what you got to do. And if you're not there, if you don't have the Cialis or the Viagra, try this first. It might fix your problem also. It's the shit you're eating. So you're eating in a way that's you're eating so many chemicals that it's basically taking your brain and its proper function way out of its track. It's off balance, let's call it. And so these different centers in your brain, perfect example, the arousal center in your brain is very clouded. And because of its lack of clarity, it's having a hard time sending the message down to your pelvic area to start pumping some blood and get that thing on its feet. So the tip is this: just try to avoid processed foods. Now, I know a lot of times people say, well, what is processed foods? Processed foods, you can start off with fast food. If you're eating fast food regularly, just taking that out will make a big difference. But processed foods are basically something that you could leave on the counter or in the cupboard for a long period of time and it wouldn't go bad. Think of it like that. Now, obviously, you say, well, I can leave an apple on the counter for a week. Well, let's be honest. We all know that an apple is not processed foods. So eliminate processed foods. Try to stay on top of drinking water, which will help cleanse all this shit that you've been basically bludgeoning your system with all these chemicals in the food you're eating, which is really leading to this problem. A little bit of water, removal of processed foods will bring some clarity into your mind, which is also going to bring some clarity to the arousal center in your brain, which will then send the blood down to your stuff, which will get you back in action. And let's be honest, we all want to get it. We all want to have sex. And when you can't do it because your shit's not working, it sucks. I've been there. And if you're there, here is the tip. Cut out the processed foods, start drinking some water, and probably by this coming weekend, you're going to have some movement with your problem. Rock and roll.
We all want to get it, as Anderson says. Yes, we all want to get it. And it all starts with the morning wood, not the flaccid pile of kittens. True story. Hey, if you haven't checked into mornings.live yet, where are you? Come check into the big show, mornings.live. You can show us your proof, show us you are up at it, getting after it, and building a streak. Costs you nothing. What it does is it creates an accountability partner for you. And hey, maybe you just lurk. Maybe you just hang out in the comments. Maybe you're not comfortable engaging in the show. Maybe you're looking for somebody to help you achieve some goals. Well, maybe Keith and John and Matt can do that inadvertently by just quietly checking into the show, building yourself a streak. The power of the streak can do you wonderful things. So I invite you to do that. Hit it up, mornings.live, mornings.live. Come check into our show. And while you're there, we got a poll, we got a question, we got content there to keep you engaged, keep you active, and help you achieve some big ass goals. Hey, having some fun this morning myself, John Anderson, and our buddy Matt Roof from Kindness Rising. He starts our mornings off every morning on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network at 7:30 Eastern time. He warms us up. We get after it at 8 o'clock. Cheryl Whitaker's on Wednesdays, Jason Hewlett on Thursday afternoons. And of course, we got a brand new show dropping here in a couple of weeks called What the Truck with Paul Reedner and Adam House. Guys, the network is growing one show at a time, and we'd love to have you on it. Head on over to ownthemorning.com, ownthemorning.com, where you, as a leader, a founder, a creator, can own the morning, or you can be like one of the 34% of men that are actually figuring shit out and not burning out. Jimmy, let's get into it. The deep dive conversation, it starts right now.
2 out of 3 men are burned out. If that's you, your coffee isn't the problem. It's your calendar.
It's not stress. It is spillover. Work has no walls.
You provide all day, then you snap at your kid over nothing. That's not discipline. That's damage.
The 34% aren't lucky. They're protected. They guard sleep, lifting, and quiet like payroll.
Before you open the inbox, write 1 win. Then cancel 1 low ROI meeting. No debate.
We'll show the mistake and the fix. You'll steal the system the 34% use to stay sharp. That's the trade.
Boys, according to the stats, one of us out of the 3 are burned out. Maddie.
That may be statistically true, but I don't think it is, because I think we're following the patterns that they talked about in terms of sleep and diet and lifting. I know I have been burned out. I can talk about my past experiences before I figured out that the first thing I needed to do was get my sleep together. I needed a physician to help me do that. Actually, there was a point where I needed.
You did, eh?
Yeah. I had to get on. I was so insomniac, and so I was a wanderer. I never knew where I would wake up in the morning, at night. 3 o'clock in the morning, I'd be on the couch. I don't remember how I got there. I was like that.
Whoa.
But yeah. And I got on some Lunesta, figured out a sleep pattern, and then the other thing was I figured out my not eating right before I go to bed. Huge difference. And then add on top of that, showing up at 7:30 every morning. I mean, that's part of the routine. But
just because the waking up at a set time every day, brother, then we'll put you to bed at a certain time.
Absolutely. And I've reached the point now, finally. You guys had talked about it before. I finally reached the point where I wake up before my alarm now.
Oh yeah.
My alarm is set at 5:34 for whatever random whatever, and I'm usually up between 5:15 and 5:30. My body is just waking itself up no matter where I go, which is amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, it's a huge difference. When I was burnt out, when I had my big burnout, like in 2021, when I had, I left a career that had just, the pandemic kind of did me in healthcare. That was the first thing I had to do was get my sleep together. So
yeah. Johnny, have you ever been burned out? Like, I'm serious, like burned during your career, whether it's was strength, whether it was bodybuilding, wrestling, but actually sitting down with Terry, I feel like I might be burned out right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different types of burnout.
Yeah.
So, like the first, when it comes down to it, when you understand how to keep a little bit of a balance, obviously, then and you can stay winning, you never get burned out when you're winning. Let's be honest.
Yes. Yes.
But as I learned along the way, and I just did it to myself last year. So some of us have it too. Granted, it came from enjoying what I was doing and just not registering how far I burned the candle from both sides. But either way, the first time I really, really got it was, for me, the burnout comes from doing something I love too much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like I get in, I get in these like phases of mania, if you will, right? I mean, I think when it comes down to it, I think that there's some level, I think we all have certain levels of depression, right?
Yes.
And there's the other side. There's the depression, there's the mania. Like when you got the really bad depression, he's got really bad mania, right? It's like a teeter-totter. Well, I get myself in these positions. Like when I first came into strength, it was I exploded on the scene. I looked different. I was competitive at a high level, and I was brand new. And I competed 13 times that year, which is a lot, especially for someone that didn't understand that. Like if you knew you're going to compete 13 times, you would plan for that. But I just kept getting these invites and just taking them. I was laying my shit down at every contest. By the end of the year, it was my central nervous system that was fucked. It was gone. I mean, my central nervous system was so gone. Like when I would go to I remember one day specifically when I was turning pro in that contest, I had deadlifted 500 pounds inside of 60 seconds, 21 times. I mean, there's no time for stopping. You're just bam, bam, bam. And it wasn't like I ran out of gas. I ran out of time. Right.
Yeah.
And after this burnout, I remember hooking up on 500 pounds, like barely being able to squeeze out fucking 5 reps with fucking rest in between the reps. And I was like, what has happened to me? Well, it was a central nervous thing. I was just so fucking fried. It was like I wasn't sleeping well. I wasn't hungry. I just pushed myself to the point where I was like, it took me months to come out of that. So I guess when it comes down to it, I'm just kind of displaying there's multiple types of burnout.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Roofie.
Well, no, I thought it was fascinating what John said about burning out on what you love versus burnout.
Yes.
When I think of burnout, that was an eye opener for me. But I can see how that happens. You burn out, you obsess on things. I'm the same way you are, John, in terms of I get into something and I obsess on it, and then I get so deep into it, and then I go, oh, what the hell just happened there? And I pull away, and then I never go back. That's something I do.
But you guys are 2 good examples, Roofie. So you burned out doing so. I'm making an assumption here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you loved your career in hospital. It was a career for you. You enjoyed it. Maybe you didn't, and I'm just speculating. You didn't. Maybe
let me just say, when I had reached that point, I no longer loved it. I loved it for a long time.
Yeah.
I stuck it out for a long time when I didn't love it because, hell, I'm this far in. I may as well just keep going. I can't change, blah, 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 until the pandemic came and I got through it. I got our hospital through it. But I look back at in the summer of 2021 and went, I gotta get out of here. That was it.
Because when I hear you explain it, because Anderson, I don't know if I would call if you're doing something you love and you're obsessing. I don't know if I would call it burnout.
Well, brother, you've never been. I
understand why we use that term.
Well, I think, brother, when it comes down to it, that's just
obsessing over it. Are you?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I kept interrupting you. Your thing was breaking up. I thought you were done talking.
Yeah, no,
sorry about that.
So was I. Actually, I froze up. I don't. So when I hear Maddie explain his burnout, because he's at a point where he was disliking it, you were burning out, quote unquote, doing something you're obsessing over. I'm not sure if that's burnout.
You've never been to the point, then.
Okay, that's fair. I
mean, it's like. I mean, there's no other fucking way to explain it. I mean, I don't burn out on things that I don't fucking love because I won't invest that much energy into them.
Right. So yeah. Okay. I'm hearing what you're saying. You're reframing the idea of burnout, which is I'm physically, I'm mentally, I'm so obsessed over this that mentally I need to step back from it. That's basically what you're saying.
I mean, there's no way that, with my discipline and the way that I do things and blah, there's no way that I would push myself that hard on something I don't love. Period. End of story. I wouldn't do it. So the things that I burned out on are things that I've had high level of interest in. And it's kind of like, I'm back when I was, being an idiot. It's like, it's like you can be out fucking partying and you just fucking, because you're in the moment and it feels so good. I used to do that to myself that way too. I'd fucking push myself to the point of being up for days, just fucking rocking, having a good time. It was just like one fucking 48-hour night. It just kept going. But then when you're done, you are just like fucking pow. But like not drug induced, that would have never happened.
Yeah. I'd like to offer a little bit of a different way to look at it. Two different words. One is burn out, like what I experienced. And I would offer that John has burn up, meaning you burned up, you used all your energy towards something, and now it's over, versus burning out, you drained it all out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good point, Matt, because we're sitting here obsessing over the title or the term.
Yes.
But when it comes down to it, what really we're talking about is doing something to the point where there's nothing left.
Yes. Yeah. Hey guys, why do men in America die an average of 6 years earlier than women? And then why are men more likely to die from 9 of the top 10 leading causes of death? And why is the male suicide rate 4 times the female rate?
Say it again. Say it all.
A bipartisan bill just dropped the State of Men's Health Act. It would create the first ever federal Office of Men's Health inside HHS.
Men die 6 years earlier than women, 4 times the suicide rate. There's been an Office of Women's Health since 1991. Wait, nothing for men until now.
Keith's fired up about this one, guaranteed. And John, for once being, might agree with him. This is bigger than left or right.
So
what is this? I might for once agree. I say I agree with you all the time. I mean, especially lately, I've actually making a point of saying I totally agree. However, let's talk about this.
I love it. So they're going to open up Congress has put together a federal office of men's health because of what I just said. Like boys, men on average die 6 years earlier than women. Men are more likely to die from 9 of the top 10 leading causes of death, and male suicide rate is 4 times higher than females. Boys, Congress. Go, Maddie.
The thing that stands out to me, of course, in this one is the suicide rate, and I think that all has 100% to do with connection and vulnerability. Being able to have connection and trust with people, other men who have experienced things in their life, and being able to connect with them, not necessarily about that and having it be intense all the time, but having that connection there. I think that is absolutely the cause of that. Our societal pressure to not be vulnerable, meaning we can't connect with each other.
This makes me sad, but 80%, Johnny, of all suicides in the United States are men. 80%.
I would agree. I agree, Matt, that's part. I think that's one of the reasons. I don't think there's any one reason for something that's this complex.
Yeah.
If we had taken a certain category of men and narrowed it down really deep, I think we could try to find a singular majority. But I think we're talking about men in general.
Yes.
This has got there's probably a series of reasons. Now there's probably 3 that wipe out most of them, but Maddie, I would agree that that's one of the heavy hitters for sure. But it's got to do with the mentality of the male. A lot of times the mentality of the male, he's let's just talk about current time today. So fathers are stronger physically than their boys. They were raised differently than their boys. It's like, so you've got this product of today's society who is not going to perform like his father, but he's been programmed that he needs to be like his father. And he's just set up for failure right there. Right. So it's just, there's so, and that's just generally speaking, because we're programmed to be these warriors, but we're not trained to be like, society does not train us to be warriors. Society trains us to be pathetic.
It's hard to argue with that. What the question I often ask myself, I like to throw it there is, why does the government have to be in the middle of this fucking thing? Well, why does the government always have to be in the middle of everything? Just throwing it out there. So we have, the U.S. has an Office of Women's Health since 1991, and then now we're like, okay, we're gonna have an Office of Men's Health. Like, why? Government has to have their fingers in everything.
Well, brother, I mean, let's be, the answer to this, because some fucking politician wants to make it look like he's doing something good. So he puts together this fucking council or this new unit, okay, we're going to do this. I'm going to fucking save, maybe the majority of his voters are females. So he's going to create a females health group, right? It's fucking business, if you will.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I was introduced.
You know the answer to that. You were just waiting for somebody to speak up.
The business of being reelected, and then I'm sure there is money behind it. I'm sure that just like they did in the 90s when the women's health initiatives happened, they happened because what the decision makers know is that women make the health decisions, the investment decisions for the family.
Oh yeah,
in terms of health, right? So it makes sense. So I'm sure there's tremendous pressure or opportunity seen by pharmaceutical companies, by insurance companies, by the private world to say, let's support men's health. You're going to see even more from Hims and Cialis, and so that's
and I've talked about this fellow before on the show since he was made health secretary, Robert F. Kennedy. Not everybody likes him, not everybody hates him, but I'll tell you, the guy is making decisions and moving things forward. And I can't argue with it. Let's flip the food pyramid. Let's do this. Let's do that. And Anderson, you and I've talked.
What is it that he's done that pisses people off so much? I honestly don't know. Like, perfect example, my mom fucking despises this guy.
Well, I'll tell you what it is, Johnny. And
because real quick, when she starts talking, I just agree with her to calm her down, but I have no clue what she's talking about.
Dude, I'm with you. I'm on the same page, just for the record. I'm on the same page. So here's what I suspect it is. The guy's jacked. The guy probably makes decisions that others might not agree with. The guy, he's obviously a Republican, so people have their issues with that. And maybe he just has an aura around him which might offend some people that wonder.
Well, let's use my mom as an older fucking 90-year-old female. What would he have done to piss off that demographic? Because granted, you're talking about 70-year-old that can knock out fucking 15 pull-ups. That's going to piss off most males. But females don't care about that.
Rufy, what do you think is the reason why people don't like Robert F. Kennedy?
I think it's because of the changes in where money is being invested in terms of health, and I think it's his. I think there's.
Are you talking about once? Are you talking about once he's been
pulling money out of vaccination programs? People don't like that. That's obviously a controversial subject.
Is this one he's been in or before he was in?
I'm sorry, I don't understand what.
So were these decisions you're talking about recent once he's been on under Trump's wing, or has it been beforehand? Because I think it's what he's done prior to being in this position he's in right now.
Yes,
that pissed people off. So what is it before that you would say?
I don't have an answer.
Well, that's my question too. What the fuck is it before he got in this position? Because a lot of people were pissed off that he was going to get in this position before he got in it.
You're bang on it because he presents an alternative point of view that everybody, John, your mom, my dad, like the demographic older than us was raised with a point of view that is not
disagrees with. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Right. And he's of their demographic, right? He's like, they're like, why is he telling us to eat whole foods when the guys our age told us to eat fucking Kellogg's for 50 years? Why is this guy now saying it was all wrong? Right. So, and he has an aura about him that I think rubs people the wrong way. I suspect there's, and Good Time, I think Good Time says it best. Charlie says it best. And he works for the president that some don't like. Period. Right.
So, just automatically associated with that. Anybody who's associated with that. I think there's also, don't forget what his last name is too.
Wow.
Right. So there's this juxtaposition of particularly his father and his uncle, John and Robert Kennedy, as being Democrats, and then he's gone this other direction. I think that may be when you talk about.
I can see that. I would definitely
get John, who grew up with Bobby and John Kennedy, being a certain thing, and this guy is not.
Yeah, he jumped ship.
Yeah.
Well, and John and Maddie, we were raised with go and get a prescription from the doctor. Where Kennedy's like, no, eat whole foods, try alternative types of health. Like he's offering a completely different point of view. And Johnny Matt, the guy's not 30. So the guy is like he's our parents' age telling our parents what they should be doing. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? So I can see why people don't like him.
Yeah,
that makes good sense. Some tremendous politicalization of his points of view, right?
Oh.
Like vaccines cause autism, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know whether they do or not, but people associate him with saying that, whether the science is clear or not on it, and they go, what is this guy talking about?
Exactly correct.
I think, I can't remember which one of you guys said this, but I think just the fact that he jumped ship is that alone, is a big one.
Yes. I think you guys know me well enough to know that I just like leaders who make decisions. Because I get frustrated by those that don't make. So whether it's right or wrong, just make one. And I have respect for that. I have a lot of respect for somebody who's like, you know what, I put my balls, I'm making a decision. Awesome. It's good because it's so hard for people to do. Hey, do you guys ever miss the 80s? Do you ever wake up and miss the 80s, Matt Roof?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think yesterday's experience, you're showing it right here. When I was at that National Museum of Play, what was I associated with? The 80s, all the stuff that I grew up with.
Dude, that's crazy when you said that. It makes me realize how little I look to the past.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. The last time I fucking thought about the 80s is when some fucking 80s song came out. I enjoyed it, and it was gone like a fucking fart in the wind as fast as it showed up. The 80s is gone again.
It's funny, but because I don't spend a lot of time missing the 80s or missing eras either. Actually, I don't. I'm certainly nostalgic. I love nostalgia. I love vintage. Like I love these conversations, but I don't find myself missing things. Like I don't miss stuff.
Yeah, I guess missing it versus reminiscing about it, or what I like to do is look at how has things evolved. Like go back, like holy crap, in 30 years, 20 years, whatever it's been, how fast have things evolved? I can't believe we used to look at this and go, this is the height of technology. Right?
Look at Charlie. That's when we had colorful equipment. All right. So, hey, Maddie and Matt, stick around after Johnny goes here. But John and Matt, John, before you go, I know you're in California and traffic is crazy in California. I know you've bitched about it often. And Matt, I'm sure traffic is no better.
Keep in mind, I experience that a few times a year.
Yes. Yeah. Well, this to me is fascinating because when I show you this John, did you know segment, anybody who drives anywhere in the world is going to go, why the fuck don't we have this in our country or in our city? So John, before you go,
Hey John, before you go, we're teeing up Switzerland's Astra Mobile Bridge. It's a flex and it's painfully competent.
Roll it. Traffic stays moving on a temporary overpass while the crew resurfaces underneath. That's the whole stunt.
We're not shocked, we're jealous. They built a bridge for the inconvenience, and we can't even time a light.
The clean reality is simple. If you can separate cars from workers, you reduce backups and raise safety. That's adulthood.
So big dog, quick poll. Could your hometown pull this off, or would it become a 6-month cone museum?
Be honest.
Like this is so obvious. Why don't
forgive me? I'm not quite understanding. They put them on a bridge over the top of the road that they're working on.
Yeah, like check this out. Like, look, they're working underneath it. They built a bridge so that the traffic can go.
Interesting.
Yeah, like
that's clearly a bridge that they can take down like a Lego set and reset up somewhere else.
Yes, right, it's even on wheels. The pillars are on wheels. It looks like.
Like that's an engineering marvel right there, Roofy.
Yeah, when I first saw that, I was like, fuck, that looks like it's a permanent structure, but clearly it's not.
But when I see these things, I ask myself these questions, which is so why don't I know costs and I understand that, but I gotta think the benefits, the economic benefits from installing that when you're working on roads, especially in Manitoba, like what's shaking Lauren to see there, baby. When our seasons here, our roads get wrecked so often. When it's summertime, half the roads are fucking closed. So it's like, hey, let's put this thing up. And Johnny, in California, where traffic is ridiculous, man, I can imagine how this would help you guys.
Well, I think what people tend to understand about Switzerland is that the people there, I have to assume that the government shares this because the people are they hold it so close to their hearts. It's an area. I mean, it's low stress. It's a different vibe. Like it's almost like this would be because the few people that I know that live there and the times that I've talked to them, they just have a different position on where they live and their government. It's almost like expected that their government would keep them out of stressful situations or make effort to do so.
Dude, that's so well said. Basically what you're saying is that as somebody in Switzerland, I would expect this to be part of my culture.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, to use the technology to keep the peace in this wonderful place we live in. I mean, they really, that's like you talk to someone who lives in Switzerland.
Yes.
I mean, they'll come out of Switzerland, especially most of the people I know are athletes. You're like, it's fun to come out of there for a week or two, but fuck, I can't wait to go back where it's calm and peaceful.
Matt, I was in Zurich a number of years back, and I arrived on a Sunday, and I couldn't get over. Like, so, John, we are all raised here in North America where Sundays for the longest time were sacred, right? Nothing was open and everything Sundays were closed. Well, in Switzerland, when I was there, Sundays were not only closed, but you couldn't cut your grass. There were certain rules you couldn't do because it was like designed, John, to your point, go spend time with your family and not have stress. So no, you actually couldn't cut your grass on it. I'm sure that was the law there, but I was like, what the fuck? There was nobody around. Like everything, the town was empty, it was quiet, and it was like, no, everybody had to be home with their family. True story.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows the variations in the culture.
Yes.
The question that I would ask is who's paying for it, right?
Yes.
And that's usually what it comes down to for us in the U.S. And then also seasonality, right? You talked about it.
Yes.
Here in New York, we have two seasons. We have summer, or we have winter, and we have construction. Right?
Yeah, same thing.
So we just come to get used to it. I know we just did there was a 10-year project in this community. They built a temporary bridge, but I mean, it was like, they put it up and I'm like, well, how is this the way we're going to go? And then 2 years later, after they built the real bridge, they knocked the whole thing down. So
Yeah.
it's the same idea of building a temporary structure. That's just smart in that it's like IKEA bridge. It's amazing.
That's it. Hey, Mini Jim, you got the email about my feet? Awesome. I'd love to know about that one. Johnny, what are you up to today, brother?
Are you answering someone else that's throwing turds in here?
No, I'm asking you, what are you up to today?
Never learns, dude. Maddie, I never learns. These fuckers come on here and all they want is attention, and he gives them what they want.
Some guy wanted to know if he got my email about my feet. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he has a fetish about my feet. And
the more he does this, the more it makes me think that he's one of these fucking weirdos and he's connected with his fucking peers.
These are his buddies. Yeah, he's out there
literally.
Anderson.
He comes into my show and trolls all the time.
Does he really? Oh, dude. I was going to say, it's your show. You put the law down. You say, look, you want to go back and do this weird shit, you go back to the fucking funny farm and start fucking massaging some scrotums back where you feel comfortable.
Anderson, what are you doing today?
Well, I am going to do my normal every day I'm done here, I go straight into about an hour to hour and a half content creation session with my main guy. And then from there, I'm going to take a nap without an alarm. So I don't know, probably will wake up around, I'll wake up around 9:30.
Yeah.
I'll get up and I'll handle some stuff in the office and talk to my team leaders. And then this afternoon, I'm going to let Terry decide, but my guess is we'll probably fish.
Because,
nice. She's tired.
Get out of here. Jimmy, get this guy out of here. Anderson, I love you, man. Go get some. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good live, my brothers.
In 22 hours, Anderson is back. Maddie, stick around. We'll get out of here. Jimmy, get Anderson out of here. Good morning, Jepper, Free America. Maddie, I got something I want to put on the table for you and I.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because we've been talking about it on the work side of things. So I found an interesting quote from a guy named Brett Taylor. So Brett Taylor is the Brett Taylor. So Jimmy, I'm just finding our words of wisdom here, Jimmy, just to prepare you for this one, Jimmy. So Brett Taylor is the. I'm just scrolling up to get my shit here. He is the. There he is, right there. So Brett is the former co-CEO of Salesforce, and he's the chair of OpenAI. And he's offered something which I got to be honest, man. I'm especially since the last 10 days have kind of passed by me, and I've been introduced and have spent a considerable amount of time in the AI agent world. And Brett throws something quite provocative on the table, and I'm going to play it for you to listen to along with myself here. But he says that he believes that we've just redefined the unit of productivity, and it's not a person, it's a process. I want you to hear this clip and let's talk about it. Jimmy, let's run this clip with Brett Taylor.
Of productivity in AI as a process, not a person. Mm-hmm. I don't think AI, I don't know if you have an assistant, but if you do, he or she might help you prepare for a podcast, might help you prepare for a meeting. He or she might also get you a cup of coffee. Mm-hmm. AI will be really good at the first two, but quite poor at the last one. So no matter of AGI, short of robotics, will get you a cup of coffee. So I think it's wrong to think about AI as like sort of replacing people. In addition to being inhumane, it's just sort of nonsensical because AI sort of operates in the world of digital technologies. And I think if you go to like an example of even a mundane process in your business, like onboarding a new supplier, think about all the departments and people involved in that. There's a legal department to do a contract. There's some finance department, procurement to negotiate the relationship. You probably have IT that's involved to sort of onboard them into your core systems. And then there's usually a business that's sort of sponsoring it. Fairly mundane, happens all the time. Let's just say you tracked what is the median amount of time it takes to onboard a new supplier, and it was 17 days, just for argument's sake. I bet you could say, as a CEO of a company, I want to use AI to optimize that process and make it 17 hours or 1 day. And you could go through, and if you had a product manager on that and optimize every part of it, I bet you could achieve that. But the hard part isn't like a person's job, it's actually all the systems and people in between it. And
so that's what I find fascinating, right? Because we are absolutely redefining productivity through process. Maddie.
Yeah, so I agree that it is process, but what's been interesting for me to watch and get involved in is you have AI focusing on specific processes, and then you've got AI on top putting those processes together to make entire workflows, right? So like I've optimized my email, I've optimized my social feed, but now we can put those two things together and get messaging out all together. So that's what's fascinating to me is you have these AI processes, but then when you start putting them together, then you really are building something.
Absolutely. And it's funny because I was talking with Neiman about this morning too. What I hope happens for us is that, and I've been talking about this for a while, but as we start finding time in our day, because an agent can do something for us, so use Brett's example, 17 days to 17 hours. So if you use that straight example, you've just received 16 days back in your life. Think about that. Holy fuck, 16 days back, right? Because I've moved the process from 17 days to 17 hours. So what do you do those 16 days? Well, I was talking with Neiman this morning, which is, she's like, hey, I need to get moving and I need to keep myself healthy. I'm like, absolutely. And I'm hopeful that as we get these agents working for us, for example, yesterday, I built Paul's application that I showed you yesterday while I was getting my lift in. Like, so I did my 45-minute lift. I brought my laptop downstairs, put it on top of my rack. And while I was lifting, I was watching my agent do the work. I got my lift done. I got the work done for the client, and everybody was happy. Yeah. So to me, that's where I get excited about these changes with process and life, Matt.
So my question for you about that is, when you were doing that, were you interacting or just watching it happen? So you would do a set and then go over and give another prompt, do another set, come over and do a prompt, or were you how is that flow working for
A
you?
little bit of both, actually, like a little bit of both, right? So, I'm prompting, I'm talking, I'm no different than an employee. Let's use the employee metaphor. So Keith and Matt are in the gym. Matt's working on the other side of the gym. He's now a human working at a desk. I'm popping in every few minutes to check on you. Hey, Matt, you doing good? Yeah, I'm great. Man, you got any questions? Just over there. Right. So, and so now that was literally the workflow, right? Which was jumping back and forth and multitasking, not multitasking like the ping pong back and forth. No, I was doing my thing. It was doing its thing. But my point is that new process found time for me that I didn't have.
Found time for what only humans can do.
Yes.
Which I continue with that conversation is this conversation, right? And what we're able to have in terms of relationships, in terms of being able to think about handing the guy the glass of water out the window.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because he may have been his perplexity computer may have been running a process, and he looks out the window and he goes, oh, I can actually do something here.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So I thought it was quite fascinating because, enterprise pilots show that as AI workflows achieving up to 80% time reductions in transactional cycles, freeing humans for outcome orchestration or challenging old ways of doing things. Right. So, and I'll just say as a business leader / business owner, it's your responsibility to just responsibility to the shareholders and the bottom line.
Yeah. So let's talk about it from that other perspective, which is that risk perspective, right? Because you can teach an AI, you can teach an agent to do a process, but that frees you up to try and experiment and innovate and do new things that then you can add into that process that only the human brain can do, not at this point, I think, AI.
100%. Well, it's adjusting. We are learning. It's constantly learning, right? So it's as simple as that. Hey, before you go, you want to do a did you know with me? Hey, Jimmy, you got a did you know already? Because I did not know this, but did you know that
Did you know dentists may soon be able to regrow tooth enamel with a simple gel? That sounds fake. It is not. Enamel does not regenerate on its own. Once it is damaged, dentists usually protect it or patch around it. That is why this got attention fast. The gel is built to restart the kind of enamel building process your body used early in life. It goes into microscopic cracks first. Then it pulls calcium and phosphate from saliva into the damaged area. That lets new mineral crystals grow in the same direction as the original tooth. This is not just covering damage, it is guided repair.
Early lab results look promising, but this part matters most. Human trials still have to prove it is safe and durable.
If that holds up, dental care could shift from drilling and filling toward rebuilding what your tooth lost. That's your today's Did You Know? Back to Keith and John.
Dude, I did not know that. I learned something when I found the story. Look at that.
Well, I didn't know that specifically about enamel, but I do know that the concept and the industry of regenerative health is the future, right? We're not just fixing things. We're actually using genetics and cellular technology to build something new, not just slapping an artificial substance on it.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, it's happening in muscles and nerves and all kinds of places in the human body that regenerative medicine is the future. So I'm not surprised to hear it's happening in dental.
Yeah. Hey, is it just me before we wrap up our segment here? What's going on, Whitaker? Yes, I see you're reflecting to Maddie's comments here. That's 100% true. I was thinking the same thing right on my Peloton this morning. Absolutely. Good on you for getting on that Peloton this morning. Hey, Rufy, is it just me, or is it that the more time we spend with Frankie and Tommy and Sophia and Maya and Sterling and Preston and the entire gang, is it just me, or is it they continue to come to life more every single day?
Absolutely. Those personalities are developing more and more every day, and the way we're able to interact with them through technology is just amazing, and it's not stopping. So I love what we're doing here in the lab with that and building new characters. I'm excited for that as AI characters come alive and as new shows come on board, and being able to use that technology to help people stand out and to have conversations that you wouldn't otherwise have had, and building community around it. The the speed at which things are happening is what's mind-boggling to me.
So did I show you yesterday that we grew the network over the weekend? So we now have 135 correspondents around North America.
You told me that was coming. I don't know that I've seen it.
Yeah, so we have correspondents in every major American market. We have correspondents in every major Canadian market, and by the end of the week, our correspondents will be delivering live action, daily news updates, feed updates, delivering content for the world to lean into the network. And do you remember on Friday? My good buddy Matt says to me, guys, he's like, I would love to, like, it'd be really cool if you could do this 3-dimensional world. And you could where you could touch the network and you can kind of do this and that. I built it.
Oh boy.
And I'll show you later today.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. Because I'll tell you what, I was playing with it with a piece of pen and paper yesterday. I'll be interested to hear how your model of it compares to.
I think you're gonna, and of course there's the globe, guys. So so the vision for the globe is, and I haven't had not a lot of time to hang out with the team about this. My vision for the globe is part of the morning loop. Jimmy, we're gonna put it on the screen here, and we can scroll the globe and be like, hey, what are we talking about today? So Jimmy, find something. We're gonna get into that. So I'm working on that today. And last night before I went to bed, my brain was on fire. I've been laying in bed and I'm talking to Grok. So because my brain was just like firing up. Because I want to get our correspondents all to be acting autonomously, and I can. So the plan is to have our 135 local and national correspondents that are part of the Mornings in Lab network to live autonomously. So what does that mean? That means reacting to content, creating content, engaging with content, being all around the internet on their behalf, acting on our behalf, and I'm excited to keep sharing that. So. Good shit, man. Good shit.
Time, it's just amazing the way the information is flowing and being able to convert it into a user.
Yes,
I know that globe thing is fascinating to me.
Yes.
I love the idea of connecting with your being able to drill into local markets. It's unbelievable.
I showed my dad, my brother last night, and they were. I love it when I show people and they're puzzled by what's real and what's not real, and how it all works.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's the point. We're blending reality. Yeah. This is true mixed reality, and doing it within the framework of mornings and live. This is our format. So.
Creating magic, Roofy. Creating magic. Hey, what are you doing today, pal? What are you doing today?
Creating more magic is my goal. Is my goal. Yeah, creating magic and talking to more people about mornings in the lab and getting up and getting after it with that. I've got a couple of conversations scheduled and recovering from the weekend.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, pal. Well, listen, I'm going to walk you out of here. And I know I got a morning focus monologue. Jimmy, what do I got? Well, what did you give me? 35 seconds here? Or you give me 39? Or you give me 40? Or I swear that Jimmy's going to make the time slower so that he can see how fast, how good my old man flow is. Because,
there you go.
As we get old, because Jimmy's not as old as you and I. So Jimmy's
right. So he's testing us. That's all right. I
so
feel we can keep up.
That's it. Yeah. So he'll know. So I get my flow ready. So as I'm standing here, I could just get there, and then just the flow starts. Because you never get in there, Matt, and you stand there like, okay, fuck, why isn't it starting? Like, no. I rev it up. So by the time I get there, the tap is open.
Yeah, there you go.
So without the dribble. You don't want to have dribble.
You don't want to dribble. You want to come out with a nice hard flow, right?
It's just pure flow. You know, it's funny, Roofy, before you go, I was laughing with my family this weekend that, YouTube doesn't give me no grief when we talk about Trump, but YouTube likes to give me grief when Johnny's talking about cocks nonstop. Yeah. They're like, we don't want to have this content available for children, so cock is the way that we do it. Roofy, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everything about you.
Yeah. We'll talk real soon.
You betcha, pal. Roofy's out of here, 7:30 Eastern time. Go join the guy. Get up and hang out with him. He's the man. Love hanging out with Matt Roof, guys. 7:30 Eastern time. Go hang out with Kindness Rising. He had a good show today, talking about the toy box thing. It was the player and whatever it was. I would, guys, encourage you to go check out with Roofy. And he's always dropping provocative, interesting, thoughtful conversations. Just a nice way to get up and get your day started and get you warmed up before you end up here in the madhouse with myself and John here every single morning. All right, I got 53 seconds. Then when I come back, I got a little bit of a monologue. It's about today's monologue is all about community building, because audience is a lie that you tell yourself. Let's get after that monologue in 54 seconds.
Most marketing is rented. When we stop paying, it disappears. That's not momentum. That's a meter running.
An audience watches us. A community talks to each other because of us. One is attention. One is belonging. No hiding.
We hide behind metrics and call it building. Likes feel like loyalty, but they don't defend us. That's the lie.
When budgets get cut, audience dries up fast. Then we feel it in payroll, stress, and trust. That's the build.
Community compounds. Customers answer customers. They correct misinformation. They bring friends in. That work can't be bought. That's the contract.
If people build identity inside our ecosystem, we become infrastructure. If they only consume us, we're entertainment. That's the drift.
So ask the real question. If our audience vanished from social tomorrow morning, what still exists?
Chief's about to break it down.
Morning begins here.
Hey, quick shout out to my friends at Perplexity this morning. Yes. Why? Well, heads up, guys. I sent a note to Neiman this morning with the big. So last week, as Perplexity was rolling out Perplexity Computer, we embraced it hardcore, and we kept just going to town at it, and to a point where our credits were being used up in a very rapid manner, and I just kept pulling the credit card out and using it, and we used about $3,500 worth of credits over a very short period of time. And I knew something was wrong. It was actually stressing me out on that Thursday and Friday. I was like, what the fuck? This is not happening right. So I kept pushing back to Perplexity, saying, no, this is not right. This is not right. This is not right. This morning, Perplexity, Emilio, thank you. I got an email from you guys refunding us up to almost $4,000, $3,400 of credits because they recognized that there was an error, and they didn't argue. They didn't push back. They didn't make me feel like I was an idiot. They actually delivered incredible customer service. Like, hey, we found the problem. We're going to give you your money back. That to me is awesome. And I think there's a lesson to be learned there. It was, I don't think enough of us businesses lean into that learning. So thank you, Perplexity, for I felt like I won a customer today, Jimmy. Like, hey, you're getting $4,300 back. I'm like, yes. And because it's 4,300 American, that's like $1 million Canadian, Charlie. Yeah, it's like $1 million Canadian. Good time. True story. 100%. So excited about that one. So, but that gives me a bunch of credits. That gives me a bunch more credits, Melissa, so I can go make that snooze app, that countdown you were talking about this morning. So be ready for the snooze countdown showing up on tomorrow's show. Hey, Whitaker, if you've been snoozing at all this year, you're 11 days behind. No, 11 hours behind. Yeah, holy smokeronies. All right, guys, community building. Audience is a lie. You tell yourself, listen, most marketing budgets are on life support because the second you stop paying that marketing, flatlands. Yeah, the ads stop, the traffic stops, the influencer contract ends, the spike disappears. The SEO ranking shifts, the pipeline dips, and you guys already know everything I'm saying to you right now. There's actually what I'm saying. It's just common. You know this. You're a marketer, you're a business person. Of course, Keith. Of course, if I stop spending money, that the ads are going to stop and the traffic is going to stop. You know all of that. There's no controversy in that statement at all, actually. But there's controversy with what I'm going to say next. Most brands, from my experience, are confusing audience with a community. But here's the thing. They are not the same thing. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in the world of Taylor Swift. Oh, people are like, oh, is he talking about Taylor Swift? I am. Brilliant business case in Taylor Swift. So let's talk about three components. You have your audience, the people that are sitting in the stands, right? They pay the money to come into the arena. It's all the dads that go to Taylor Swift with their families. That's your audience. You know, it's the dad with the wife, the dad with the kids, the dad with the family. That's part of your audience. They kind of come and go. But then you have those folks that are next to the audience, the mothers, the daughters, that all just obsess over Taylor Swift. Well, that becomes your community. So you got audience, number one, sitting in the stands. You got your community, number two, which are the, I buy the album. I like to go to the concert. I'm paying the money. That's your community. And then the third component of all this is you got your stands. You got those that are camping out, spending exceptional amounts of money to get close to the audience. To get close to the artist. That is your stand. So you got your stand, you got your community, you got your audience. What you really want to get to is you want to get to that stand. But today we're going to talk about the power of the community. So most brands confuse audience with community, and they are not the same thing. Again, back to the Taylor Swift example, the audience up in the stands watching her on the stage. All the dads watching, paying attention, doing it for the family. But the community, all the fans that are really loving Taylor are interacting. They're exchanging messages because that's what they are. They're part of the community. And that distinction is everything. And then when you have the stand's camping out. The stand's spending the extra money. So don't focus on building an audience. You might want to be focusing on building community or stands. And at ICUC, where I grew up over many years, we saw it extremely close. Brands that built audience lived and died by the spend. True mother story. The engagement rose when the budget went up. Hey, Keith, we're hitting our targets. Of course you are. Got a bunch of fucking money behind it. Yeah. Engagement fell when the budget fell. True story. That is not a brand. That is actually just a treadmill. But the brands that built community saw something different happen. And it happened over an accumulative point of time. Customers, and we see it here in our community itself. When you have a community, let's go back to the Taylor Swift example. You got all the audience doing their thing, but then you have the community starting to engage with each other. Like, wait a minute, that person's engaging with that one. Well, that's when your customers or your community are starting to answering each other on behalf of the brand. Think about that, or defending the brand without being asked. If you're a stan, the stans are defending the artist till their deathbed, frankly. Right? You got the community that is correcting misinformation like volunteer moderators. And all you have to do is see it in our community here. You got Sullivan sticking up for us. You got Charlie sticking up for us. You got Holroyd sticking up for us. You know, you'll notice that whenever the trolls get into our community, what happens? The community sticks up for itself. Because those that come in is the audience, the shit disturbers. But then we have our stands and we have our community that's like, oh yeah, no, you guys don't belong here. Or what are you doing? True story. So the community, what's the community do? It brings friends in. What's the stands do? Brings friends in. What's the community do? Builds identity inside of the ecosystem. And then suddenly the marketing department says, oh, I thought we were doing this all with our budget. No, the marketing department wasn't doing all the work alone because the community began doing the work that you can't buy. And when that's happening, that is a compounding effect because what starts to happen is the community starts to do the marketing. The community starts to do the communication. The community starts to engage on your behalf. And the community is the only marketing asset that appreciates you the longer that you hold it. Think about that for another second. I'm very grateful, extremely grateful, that when our show is over, the community keeps it going. True story. So, not an audience, but the community. And that is why we structured mornings the way that we did. Every live comment isn't engagement. It's connective tissue with all of you. And then over time, the audience, well, it stops just watching the show. They start recognizing the names, and I've watched it here in the channel. We all start talking to each other. We start building relationships, and that's the moment, nation, that it all changes. Because when the customers, when your community starts forming the bonds, you have stopped being a brand. You're actually now becoming infrastructure. And if you do it in the morning, you're actually becoming a habit. Ask Cheryl. 8:30 Eastern time on Wednesdays. Her audience is expecting, her community is expecting, her stands are expecting her to be there because she's their habit. She's their infrastructure every single Wednesday. So here's the question that I have for all of you. Ears up, nation. If your audience disappeared from social media tomorrow, what nation would still exist? And hey, be honest.
Welcome to the Community Corner. Today's stories share one thread: men who chose the stands over the arena. A woman who built a business from dog poop and almost let her own brain bench her. A writer who's done pretending rejection is the enemy. And a man with 25 million reasons why fathers can't afford to sit this out. 3 creators, 3 gut checks. Over to you, handsome chief.
All right, Maya, thank you for throwing it to me. YouTube, she scooped poop, built an empire, and almost quit anyways. Erica Krupin built a pooper scooper business over 8 years. Press features, real results, real community, and then a vehicle accident created her revenue to 87 clients and under 10 grand a week. So what did she do? Well, she got invited to speak at a national conference. Her first thought was, who the hell do I think I am? I love that. Guys, we cover imposter syndrome on show 3002 a couple days ago. And that was the argument that maybe your self-doubt is accurate. Erica is on the other side of that coin. She has the receipts. She has the scars. And her brain still tried to bench her. So what do? Track your wins. Celebrate them. Write them down. Take a pen today. Whitaker, take a pen today and write down your last win. I invite you to do it. Sully, I invite you to do it because your brain will remember that one bad review, but it's going to forget the 70 signups. So stop comparing a chapter that you don't like to someone else's chapter that you might. And maybe look in your own mirror. Hey, Jimmy, go look in your own mirror to get that day started before you ask yourself, who the hell do I think I am? All right, moving over to Substack, rejection is data. Regret is poison. Mav over at the Mavericks Manor wrote something that should be tattooed on every man's eyelids. And he says this, the real loser is never the guy who got rejected. No, it's the guy laying in bed snoozing for a whole month. Wow. Wow, look at the eye candy on the screen right now, man. Hey, the real loser is never the guy who got rejected. It's the coward in the cheap seats who never tried and then mocks the man who did. He calls it mental I don't even want to say the word, Jimmy. Mental castration? Yikes. Sitting on the sidelines, protecting ego, watching other men take the shot. You were too scared to attempt. You know what? Here's what it is, right? You're both somewhere. You see the nice lady across the room. And then there's one guy that decides to take the shot. And you're like, fuck her. Fuck her. The guy took the shot. And I wanted to take the shot. Well, maybe next time you're not too scared to attempt and you go and take the shot. Stop being a liability, guys, to your own DNA. Think about it. Do the work or watch yourself sabotage every good thing that walks into your life. All right, closing up over on LinkedIn, guys, in the community corner with Maya Reyes this morning. 25 million reasons fathers can't sit out. Leon Pulaski. Leon dropped some numbers on LinkedIn that should stop. That will stop, should stop, will stop, could stop, I think should stop. Every man mid-scroll. 25 million kids without a father. 85% of youth in prison comes from fatherless homes, and 71% of high school dropouts, the same background. Guys, think about this. We spend $100,000 a year to lock a kid up. Boy, a fraction of that could turn him into a tradesman who builds houses instead of serving time in one. I don't know. Is that what we want to do, though? Do you want to take the convict that just fucking murdered the old lady or did some bad shit to go and build me a house? I don't know. Maybe that's a good idea. Leon's pitch, 90-day trade skills model with father figure mentorship, not therapy, a pipeline from at risk to high demand, and the fix isn't government. No, we got enough fucking government. Can we just put the government away? Is Billis revealing his political roots? No, I'm not actually. Too much fucking government. I don't agree with big government. True story. So Maya, do you agree with big government? To all of you guys that don't agree with me, see you on a different channel. See you later. Bye. Hey, Maya. Like, who's this fucking cocky guy behind the camera? I'm just telling you how I feel. So Maya, if sitting on the sidelines is wrecking confidence, big government or not, relationships and whole communities, what actually, Maya, gets a man off the bench?
You're right. It's not enough to say, just show up. The bench is comfortable. Nobody's judging you there. What gets a man off the bench is the moment he realizes the bench is the most dangerous place in the building.
Erica almost quit with receipts in her hand. Mavs spectators are rotting in seats they'll never leave.
Leon's 25 million kids are proof that when fathers sit out, everyone pays.
You don't need to be ready. You need to be honest about what sitting still is costing you. Pick one arena you've been avoiding. Walk in tomorrow.
Hey guys, thanks for showing up with me. Woo, baby. Before we get out of here, let's look at what we covered. We talked about the potato. John's like, what? We're talking about the fucking potato? Yeah. Oh yeah, we talked about the potato today. You're like, why did we talk about the potato? Well, go back and listen to it. Go back and listen to it. You have no idea why we talked about the potato today, but I would invite you to go back and listen to it. Pretty important conversation about the potato. Jimmy, you know it was. Jimmy knows it was. Jimmy's not sleeping tonight because we're talking about the potato. True story. Yeah, 100%. Hey, deep dive. A lot of men are burnt out. We talked about burning out, burning up. Yeah. The big takeaway is burnout is not a badge of honor. No. And that was a good conversation with myself, Rufy, and Anderson. Burning out. Sean Penn wins an Oscar, gives a finger, says, fuck you. No, I'm not going to pick it up. I got more important things to worry about in his perspective. So, and we talked about the idea of just throwing your finger up to those that are throwing you love. Hey, Congress wants to create a federal office of men's health, and we debated why the world hates Robert F. Kennedy. And yes, your erection is trying to warn you about your health. True story. And oh, hey, sorry, Dad. I know we had a big topic that I told you what we were talking about last. Jimmy, I told my dad last night we had a big topic today. It was about how masturbation changes from 19 to 50. And I know my dad, who's I think he's 83 or 84. I always forget. I know he was quite intrigued by that topic, Jimmy. So, Dad, Brian, I'm sorry we didn't get to it today, but Jimmy, we better get to it tomorrow for my father. So, Brian, tomorrow's show, we will be for sure talking about why masturbation changes from 19 years old till 50. Yeah. Maybe we'll have Jimmy lead that conversation tomorrow. True story. I love you, Dad. All right, guys, tomorrow, Jacob Newton. Yes, returning guest. The tears of happy Jake, from childhood abuse to the ice to forgiveness. Jacob Newton is revisiting us with a heavy, powerful story about trauma, resilience, and healing, and what it takes to come back from the kind of pain that could have buried somebody for good. Tomorrow's deep dive. Too many men feel like nobody knows who they really are. We're going to get into that conversation. So, guys, get after your day. My invitation goes like this. Do one honest thing today. Even if it's rubbing one out. Hey, Charlie, just rub one out. Just if you run one out today, well, one hard thing, one pile of kittens, and one thing your future self will thank you for later. That's what I invite you to do. Before you do that, yes, Jimmy, thanks for that. Get up on the proof wall, guys. Go show us your proof. Show us you're up and Adam, and you are out achieving your big, audacious goals and build your streak. So what's the power of the streak? Well, the streak might make you come back the next day. The streak might help you get your big, audacious goals. So, guys, come check into the show. And if you're looking for a mirror, we got a mirror for you too. Look in my mirror. I always forget the fucking domain. Go check out yourmirror.com. Lookinmymirror.com. The mirror does not lie. I'm going to do a better job of getting that call to action ready. Because, guys, of course, we're in the mirror business. Yeah, every single day, right here. Live, 8 o'clock. Mornings.live. Myself, John Anderson. Cheryl Whitaker on Wednesdays. Brianna Bass is joining us tomorrow. I forgot about that one. Brianna's joining us for tomorrow. I got some work. I got to get some Brianna some dust tomorrow. Yeah, we got a relationship talk tomorrow. No safe words. Brianna Bass tomorrow. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. On behalf of Neiman, on behalf of Kai, on behalf of Jimmy, on behalf of everybody else, have a good one, guys. We'll see you guys in less than 22 hours. I'm going to frolic out of here.